bad behavior has become normalized at interscholastic athletic events, some fans seem angry. They lack civility toward one another. Some even get aggressive and unruly. Time out! What is going on? This has to stop. Let's not forget, school sports aren't just about winning. And they're definitely not an excuse to take your frustrations out on the official or the opponent. They're about teaching lessons like perseverance, respect, and empathy, so students can learn and grow as people, not just as players. We all have a role to play in setting a good example for our students and teaching them these important values. So fans, it's time to step up your game and behave positively at interscholastic athletic events in Idaho.
This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
May I offer you one of our finest selections? Delicious, rich in protein, and locally produced right here in Idaho. Excellent choice, sir.
Satisfied viewing customer, aisle 10.
Dad's home.
I'm home.
Did you get the good stuff?
He's bringing it up. He's going in. He scores!
Idaho's 529 can be used at any in-state or out-of-state 2- or 4-year college or university. Can be used at a trade school for an apprenticeship.
Whatever it is that your kid is interested in, that's available for them to use the fund.
I really like the flexibility. It gives Wild the opportunity to pursue a whole array of training.
So whatever your child's passion is, you can support that.
To learn more, go to idsaves.org.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
It's that time again. Time to get the health insurance you need for next year. Open enrollment is the time for you to enroll in, renew, or change your coverage. At Your Health Idaho, you can save money with a tax credit on the plan that's best for you and your family. Don't wait. Open enrollment ends December 15th. More coverage, less cost. Only at yourhealthidaho.org. Enroll by December 15th.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Welcome into this IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of the 2025 Idaho High School Football Playoffs, the 4A Milk Bowl. This postseason is broadcasted and made possible as a result of major sponsors throughout the state, including Project Filter, your local Toyota dealer, Your Health Idaho, Next Steps Idaho, Ideal, Idaho's College Savings Plan, the Idaho Bowl, Valleywide Cooperative, and the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. Hi, everyone, and welcome in. My name is Sven Elskog, and I'm joined today in the broadcast booth in the ICCU Dome by Leif Morrison. Leif, great day for football. We're excited to be here. It's a pleasant 72 degrees inside the dome.
Yeah, it is perfect here. There's really no better venue in the state of Idaho than the ICCU Dome. Great football today against two really good competitive teams. I am stoked for this one.
It'll be a matchup featuring the number 3 ranked in the coaches and media polls, Homedale Trojans, 10-1 overall in the season, 4-1 in the Snake River Valley Conference, and the Kimberly Bulldogs, 8-3 overall, 4-0 in the Sawtooth Central Idaho League. They're number 4 in both the coaches and the media polls. These teams did meet earlier this season, but it's going to look a little different today as Kimberly is back to full strength.
Yeah, Kimberly, when they met during week 3, I believe, Kimberly was down their starting quarterback, Bruning, who's been putting on an absolute showing the last few games that he's been back totally healthy. Kimberly had a lot of injuries that game the first time they played Homedale, and Homedale wasn't really at full strength either. They had some defensive backs that were just coming off injury. So this is 2 teams fully healthy, coming at each other for a second time. I am excited.
Let's first talk about the Homedale Trojans. This is a football program that has been good at the highest level for a very long time in the state. Under their 17th year head coach, Matt Holtree, went 10-2 last season. Homedale has won 5 of the last 7 conference titles in the SRV. This is a little bit different than what we're accustomed to at the 4A ranks, as this is the first time that Sugar Salem has not played in the state championship game since 2017, and that was another SRV team that came out on top, Fruitland over Snake River 28-12.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. I mean, a historic moment for both of these teams, and really a historic win last week for Homedale. Fruitland has had their number for years and years. Homedale has a ton of trophies in their trophy case. They're at the state championship. They're winning 3rd. Every single year it seems like Homedale is in the talk, but they've never been able to walk away with that blue trophy. So they're hoping today is the day against the Bulldogs.
Last season, the Homedale Trojans were runner-up in the classification. This year, they have made it to the state championship game by virtue of a couple of victories. First, 30-22 over the Weiser Wolverines back in the quarterfinals, and then last week, obviously, 30-20 over Sugar Salem. So right back to the promised land for Homedale. They defeated Kimberly at home on September the 12th by a score of 28-21. On the other side, we'll take a look at the Kimberly Bulldogs. They're led by Joe Dilley in his 4th season. And this is a football team. They come in here 8-3. It's their first trip to the state title game since 1981. They are jacked to be here.
Yeah, and really excited. You and I weren't even born yet last time that they were here. So a lot of these kids that are playing might be grandkids or of the people that played in 1981. It's going to be a really exciting game today. The fans are just piling in the stadium on both sides. It's going to be a good one.
Last week, the Kimberly Bulldogs upset the number 1 seed on the road, the Fruitland Grizzlies, by a score of 28-21. Prior to that, Kimberly a 42-0 blanking of American Falls at home in the quarterfinals. So back-to-back wins. They're now in the state championship game, and we are just a few minutes away from kicking this one off. I want to thank some of our local sponsors on today's broadcast. They include Overhead Door Company, Vance Dairy Construction, Snake River RV Resort, Farm Bureau Insurance, Madison Snap Auto Parts, D.L. Evans Bank, Travelers Oasis Garden of Eden, Pheasant Cove Dental, Lava Hot Springs, and Oasis Stop and Go. Thanks to all of our great local sponsors for making this broadcast possible, as we are about set for the national anthem here from the ICCU Dome in Pocatello. We'll take a break and come back right after this. You're listening to the 4A Milk Bowl on IdahoSports.com.
Idaho's 529 can be used at any in-state or out-of-state 2- or 4-year college or university. Can be used at a trade school for an apprenticeship.
Whatever it is that your kid is interested in, that's available for them to use the fund.
I really like the flexibility. It gives Wild the opportunity to pursue a whole array of training.
So whatever your child's passion is, you can support that.
To learn more, go to idsaves.org.
Every time that we get in the car, number 1, buckle up. Number 2, no phones. And number 3, pay attention to your surroundings.
If I got in the car with my friends, I would definitely tell them to put their seatbelts on. I want to be able to get back home safely.
So, what's next? Your path doesn't have to look like theirs. You can do this or this. or this? Check out in-demand jobs in Idaho and get up to $8,000 to find your thing.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 3607.
Dear Savvy, who says you can't have it all? You've got the tech, you've got the drive, and now you've got Toyota value. Toyota, let's go places.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're
It's that time again. Time to get the health insurance you need for next year. Open enrollment is the time for you to enroll in, renew, or change your coverage. At Your Health Idaho, you can save money with a tax credit on the plan that's best for you and your family. Don't wait. Open enrollment ends December 15th. More coverage, less cost. Only at yourhealthidaho.org. Enroll by December 15th.
So, what's next? Your path doesn't have to look like theirs. You can do this, or this, or this. Check out in-demand jobs in Idaho and get up to $8,000 to find your thing.
Dear crew, with an adult-sized third row, everyone's welcome. Slip in, stretch out, and let's go. Toyota.
Welcome back inside the ICCU Dome on the campus of Idaho State University in Pocatello. Let's take a look at the keys to victory for this afternoon's game. First, for the Homedale Trojans, this is a good opportunity for them. They're facing somebody different. They got over the hump with Sugar Salem now in the state championship. Ride that momentum forward.
Yeah, it's a big win for them last week. Really a historic win for their program, finally being able to get the monkey off their back and beating Sugar, moving on to the next round.
Next key to victory is going to be to air it out. This is a football team that has the ability to throw it, which can cause some mismatches for the defensive secondary, and that's something that Homedale is going to try to expose here a little bit today.
Yeah, Kimberly, a lot of great athletes in the defensive end, but Homedale wants to get their ball to athletes in space, hope they can shimmy and shake, make a guy miss, and make the big play.
Final key to victory for Homedale, win the lines on both sides of the football. Let's now take a look at the keys to victory for the Kimberly Bulldogs and their head coach, Joe Dilley. Spread the wealth, get everybody involved.
Yeah, they got dudes all over the place. The more guys that can touch the ball for Kimberly, the more chance that they're going to have to walk away with the W.
Next one's to pressure the quarterback. They do have some guys that can live in the backfield. They're going to have a tough challenge getting by this Homedale offensive line. But if they can pressure the quarterback, it'll create a lot of challenges for Homedale.
Yeah, Uranga is an absolute stud, and you want to get him out of the pocket, make him uncomfortable, or he will dice you up all night.
Final key to victory for Kimberly is to limit the big plays. Again, back to the passing game that is so prolific on the Homedale side. So as you kind of look at both of these teams, you've had an opportunity to see Kimberly multiple times this year, and everybody knows about Homedale, obviously. What do you expect as we roll it out and see what happens today?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really good game. I'm expecting a lot of scoring. I know both of these defenses are really good, but these offenses are absolutely insane. I mean, Kimberly comes in with 2,300 passing yards on the year. They also have rushed for almost over 1,500 yards. And then you have Homedale, who has thrown for 2,000 yards on the year, rushed for 2,200, a lot of really high-powered offenses. I'm expecting a lot of points tonight. I'm hoping for a lot of points tonight, just as a fan of football.
Yeah, we're all fans of football when it comes to the state championship game as the team's down on the field for the coin toss with our District 1 officiating crew, which is led today by the white hat, Neil Peterson. I'd like to thank Overhead Door Company of Nampa. For over 50 years, they've been serving the Western Treasure Valley and surrounding communities since 1961. Homeowners, contractors, and businesses have relied on Overhead Door Company for all aspects of garage door installation, repair, and service. Overhead Door, proud supporter of all area athletes, and there's no replacement for quality and experience. And that's what Vance Dairy Construction brings to every project it sets out on. Just like the Homedale Trojans, they work hard to get it right the first time. Call the team at Vance Dairy Construction to schedule your winter maintenance and renovation projects now. 208-337-3191. Vance Dairy Construction, helping to build Idaho's dairy industry. So Kimberly will kick off to begin this football game. It'll be the Homedale Trojans to receive. The Trojans coming out in their white uniforms with red for the lettering in the trim. The Kimberly Bulldogs with red helmets and black uniforms and red for their lettering. Kimberly out of the 4th District. Homedale coming over from the Treasure Valley. And District 3, second meeting of the season between these two sides.
Yeah, we'll see kicker for Kimberly, Eddie Paz. Really good PAT kicker. He's only missed one on the year. I think he's like 46 for 47. Has an absolute leg on him. We'll see what they decide to do here. Kick it deep or what we got going on.
He can definitely put the boot into it as they're going to overload the near side. Will the Kimberly Bulldogs for the opening kickoff. 2 men back deep to receive for Homedale. It's Alec Campos and Cade Hall. And we are underway in Pocatello as Eddie Paz will kick it into the end zone right over top of the Bengal lettering in orange here inside the dome. And the Kimberly Bulldogs, good kick there.
Yeah, he's got an absolute leg on him. He has the power to kick it that deep every single time. And we're excited to see what Homedale comes out here with Uranga in the backfield. It is going to be a good one. Let's get this game underway.
A different look than last week for Homedale when they came out on offense. It took 11 minutes to get their offense on the field. Now in this one, they're out there on the first offensive drive of the ball game, moving left to right as the football handed off right side to Cade Hall, and he is tackled after a gain of 3 on the play, 2nd and 7.
Yeah, it's tackled by number 50, Hiram Mitten, the sophomore defensive lineman for the Bulldogs.
On offense for Homedale, the starters are Campos, Carson Fine, Xavier Uranga, Chance Bartell, Tice Fisher, Lucas Hall. We'll tell you about their offensive line here as well. Grady Walgamot, Nathan Marston, Caden Barrett, Simon Carrillo, and Andrew Tibbett, the offensive line for the Trojans, who will run it up to the 29-yard line. On the carry this time is Javid Blewett, the 6'1", 200-pound senior back.
Yeah, Blewett is a heavy load. Both running backs really big, over 200 pounds, over 6 foot tall. A heavy load if you're a defender trying to tackle them in and out. Like, it's going to be a long game.
3rd down and 1 after a couple of short gains in a row for the Homedale Trojans. They'll look over to the far sideline and get some play calls. Over there from head coach Matt Hultree. 3 men in the backfield with Uranga. High snap, takes it down, hands off right into Blewett, and he is stuffed by the Bulldogs, and they force a 4th down.
Yeah, it was Caden Dilly, the sophomore D lineman, that really came in and filled that hole. There was nowhere to go.
Dilly is a player that we marked as one to watch during our game week prepcast earlier this week. Game day prepcast, excuse me.
Yeah, Kimberly has 2 sophomores starting on the D-line. They've really done a great job all year long.
The Trojans will go for it from their own 29-yard line. 4th and 1 on the first possession of the ball game. Uranga looking for the signs. Behind him in the backfield appears to be Cade Hall. Motion man goes right. It's Tice Fisher. They're going to overload the right side of the line, go that direction. Hall has a first down and some more. Still barreling forward to around the 35.
Yeah, great play call, gutsy call. I mean, you're on the 30-yard line going for it. Homedale didn't come here. They came here to win it.
Little aggressive there on the first drive of the game. You love to see it.
You really do. Yeah, that's impressive by Homedale.
Not every coach has the willingness to throw it all out there on the table on the first offensive drive of the football game. It works, though, and they get a gain of 6 on 4th and 1. 2 receivers up top, 1 down to the bottom. Quick pass complete to Martell. And Martell angling toward the sideline out of bounds at the 43-yard line in Homedale's own territory.
Yeah, it was a good, quick, just screen pass to the right. 2 receivers blocking, trips left, or to the left. And great job by Martell. It's a gain, 8 yards.
Clock stops as he goes out of bounds with 9 minutes, 10 seconds in the opening quarter. This is the first offensive drive for either side. 2nd down and 2. It's Hall. First down again right to midfield on top of the interlocking IS at Idaho State University. Tackle coming up from the secondary is Gunnar Beckstead.
Yeah, Hall, just a big, fast kid. There was a huge hole there. You and I could have probably ran for 3 yards. Great job by the offensive line from Homedale, just owning themselves this first drive.
I think that Matt Holtry will definitely take the youthful legs on the field instead of ours to run through that big hole.
I hope so.
First down and 10 from the Kimberly 49-yard line. Hall again, left side. Breaks the first tackle, breaks the second. Now he's got 4 guys standing him up, and after a 2-yard gain, so he had to put a lot of work into the 2 yards there.
Yeah, Hall, big, strong kid. He was hit first by Johnny Millenkamp, was able to shake him off and move forward for another yard. Millenkamp had him in the backfield, but he was able to break that tackle and keep his legs moving for the positive gain.
Entering this afternoon, Cade Hall, 882 yards on the ground and 21 rushing touchdowns. He can find the end zone with the best of them. Play action, Uranga looking deep down the field. Got a man too far. Overshot Campos at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, that was a pass to Daniel Juarez, who had his man beat. It was Joe Barrett was on the defense there, and he had Barrett beat by 2 yards. The ball was thrown just a little bit too far.
We mentioned the passing game. This could be a tough secondary for the Kimberly Bulldogs, and they were right there on that one. And the overthrow from Uranga will make it 3rd down and 8. Yep. Kimberly gets set on the defensive side, anticipating that Homedale's probably going to turn this into 4-down territory as well.
Yeah, I don't think Homedale didn't come here to punt.
So now they're ready in the shotgun formation. Hall to the right of Uranga. And they'll hand off once again to Hall. Coming up and making the tackle is Kenny Hernandez. Short of the first down, it's 4th and 3.
Yeah, Hall's like Ashton Genty out there. He's hitting the backfield every time, but just keeps his feet moving for the positive gain. That's really good body control by the big man.
And Homedale a little bit better on the time of possession side of things in this one early. As last week in the first half, Sugar Salem had it for over 20 minutes, while Homedale just had it for 3.5. Already in this first quarter today, Homedale has had the ball longer than they did in the entire first half last week. 4th and 3. Crowd making some noise on the near side for Kimberly. Play action pass. Uranga, it's high, incomplete. Off the hands of Chance Martell, and Homedale turns it over on downs.
Man, a huge defensive stop there by Kimberly. The ball hit Martell in the hands, but a little bit high, bounced out. That would have been an easy first down gain. Huge break for Kimberly as their offense marches out on the field.
They're led by quarterback McCrae Bruning. He's 116 of 172 on the season, 67.4% completion percentage, nearly 1,700 yards through the air, 25 touchdowns to just 5 interceptions. And oh, by the way, he's ran it for 426 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's an absolute stud. Last week against Fruitland, he just put the team on his back, rushed for 4 touchdowns, really diced up the Fruitland defense. Really great athlete. Kimberly is excited that he's back in full strength.
This is a team that has ran for more than 1,500 rushing yards on the season, but nobody over 500. They are a balanced attack. That was one of Leif's keys to victory in the pregame show. As Bruning will run, evades one tackler, tries to break another. He does, into the secondary, over midfield into the 41-yard line, tackled by Homedale's Lucas Hall.
Yeah, they had empty back set there as Bruning just took the ball to the left, almost like a quarterback power, spread them out, let your athletes make plays in space, and Bruning was able to shake off a couple tacklers for the 15-yard gain.
When Kimberly does go to the air, though, watch out for Barrett. He's got 64 grabs on the season, over 1,100 yards and 13 touchdowns, as we have a penalty flag down on the field prior to the snap from this District 1 officiating crew. Again, the referee is Neil Peterson, the umpire Michael Gump, side judge Brandon Latalian, head line judge Jonathan Beecher, line judge Jesse Lenz, back judge Steve Hudson, and the field judge is Paul Manzardo, a familiar name up in the north. It was a false start on Kimberly. That'll back them up to the 46-yard line and make it first down and 15. In the shotgun for Bruning with one back behind him. There's 2 wide receivers on each side, as they've got one of those poster boards with 4 different squares filled in that they'll hold up for the quarterback between plays. Finds the slot and complete to the 38-yard line. They'll get all the yardage back they lost, and then a few more yards on top of that. 2nd and 7.
Yeah, it was a catch by Pittingill, and that's just a quick slant play. Bruning's able to hit him on the quick slant for the completion, and that's a gain of about 8.
So after the gain, a 2nd and 7, ball on the right hash at the 38-yard line, halfway through the opening quarter, under 6 minutes on the clock. We're scoreless inside the ICCU Dome in Pocatello. Homedale shows pressure. They'll now back off. Rolling left, Bruning. Eyes downfield. He won't be able to get rid of it, though. Quick pursuit by Tice Fisher, who's going to be all over the field this afternoon for Homedale.
Yeah, Fisher, really, really fast. Great closing speed. There was nowhere for Bruning to go. He was going left, trying to throw against his body, and by the time he got his hips around, there was just nobody.
Tice Fisher is one of those guys, when you look at a stat sheet, you say, that's a dude. He is as good as it gets defensively. 112 tackles on the season, including 12 for loss. He likes to live in the backfield, and he gets the party started early. Loss on the play. It's 3rd down and 11 from the Homedale 42, left hash. Snap received by Bruning. Pressure comes again. He'll try to run, and he's tripped up and dropped at the 44-yard line. In the backfield this time is Mateo Black, and the Homedale Trojans winning the defensive front right now.
Yeah, there's just nowhere for him to go. It looks like his O-line is actually doing a decent job, but these are linebackers blitzing in late, and if you're an O-lineman, that's really hard to pick up. So great job, great game plan by Homedale, and it looks like Kimberly is moving out the field goal or punt team here.
I think it's a little far for the field goal. They'll punt.
Hey, you never know, you know?
Hey, we've seen crazier things this year, just at different levels of football. As Kimberly will punt. Good snap, rolling to his left is the punter, Quentin Pettingill, and he'll get it through the end zone for a touchback. Are you traveling through Idaho on I-84 sometime soon? Well, make sure your next stop is the Traveler's Oasis Garden of Eden at exit 182 right in Eden. Top off your tank, grab a quick bite from several fast food favorites, and enjoy clean, comfortable restrooms. You got furry friends along for the ride? Well, they've got a dog park just for them. And don't forget to treat yourself to a warm cup of coffee before hitting the road again. That's Traveler's Oasis, where comfort meets convenience. And Madison's Napa Auto Parts in Homedale has been locally owned and operated since 1977. They have everything you need in stock, including auto parts, tools, and equipment, along with many other items for heavy-duty trucks, marine, and farming equipment. Madison's Napa Auto Parts in Homedale, proud supporter of Trojans Athletics. 4:12 first quarter. Ball in between the hash marks. It's Homedale football from their own 20-yard line. Both teams held off the board here early. 2-yard gain right side. Just not a lot there early for Homedale on the ground.
No, great defensive stop. Kimberly defense doing a good job there of only allowing him to gain about 2 yards. And that was Blewett on the carry.
So they do gain yardage. As fortunate enough to have the Kimberly band down below us here. You'll hear them on the crowd mic throughout today's game. They're sounding good, Leif.
They really are. They did the national anthem earlier. It was awesome.
3:35 first quarter. Snap to Uranga, looking to pass. He'll dump it off on a wide receiver screen to Campos, and he does not gain anything. 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, it was great defense there by McCray Bruning, number 2 for Kimberly. He was tackled just as he caught the ball. That's going to be 2 completions for Uranga on the night.
Tell you what, Leif, too, for those listening along, wherever you may be, this facility here in Pocatello has seen some major improvements here in recent years, and it's looking awfully good for this state championship game. A beautiful location, and it's 72 degrees. You can't beat that.
It is nice. Wearing T-shirts up here.
3rd down and 8. Motion man up toward the top is Bartell. He'll line up to the left of the slot receiver for Homedale. Snap to Uranga, deep ball down the field, right at midfield, jumping up, trying to make a grab in and out of the hands of the wide receiver, Chance Bartell, and great coverage applied on the play by the Bulldogs secondary.
Yeah, it's really good defense there by number 5. That's Gunnar Beckstead. The ball was all but caught, and as the receiver came down, he was able to push the ball out of his hands. That would have been a big gain for a 1st down. Great break for Kimberly as Homedale gets in the pump formation here.
They are not going for it on this particular 4th down. They did just convert, going for it from their own 29-yard line. This time they'll say, you know what, we're back at the 22. We'll punt this thing away. Pressure comes. Kimberly almost got to that one. Instead, taking it the 45-yard line. On the return is Kenny Hernandez, and not a whole lot there. You'll get the 47. And here come the Bulldogs for their 2nd offensive drive.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do here. Last drive, they only ran 4 plays, 1 passing attempt. They were sacked twice, and then a rush once by Bruning for 15 yards. So they're sitting at about 10 yards average on those 4 plays, but not enough to continue their last drive.
This is a football team that had Titus Osterman play quarterback a decent amount this year. And as you mentioned, not necessarily a quarterback by trait. And so now they've got their guy back, and it has really transformed the way that this offense looks. And the point totals, they prove that.
Yeah, since Bruning's been back, they've been putting up some serious numbers. So we'll see what they can do on this drive.
1st down and 10 from their own 47. Handoff. And over midfield, and gain of 4 on 1st down makes it 2nd and 6.
Yeah, it's a handoff to Browning. Browning had a big game last week against Fruitland. He's slotted to have another big game today.
Quick snap as Kimberly gets right back. And hands off to the running back, Browning. Bruning to Browning. We say it a lot. To the 47-yard line they go on the left hash, and a 3rd down and a manageable 4 yards to go.
Yeah, Kimberly just kind of trying to nickel and dime Homedale, hoping they can pick up the 1st down here and get some positive yardage.
They'll come out trips receivers up to the top on the far sideline for this 3rd down play. 1 down to the bottom and a back with Bruning. Pass complete on the far sideline. Joe Barrett makes a move and gets up to the 26 before he's finally tackled. And he is who we mentioned in the pregame show as the guy to watch from the wide receiver position.
Yeah, he's so dangerous. A state track finalist. He catches the ball, makes the guy miss, and he's off to the races. Great pass, great catch by Barrett, and that's a 15-yard gain for the Bulldogs. A little laundry on the field.
And it is coming all the way back. It's a hold on the Bulldogs. I think everybody on this near side, they either chose not to see it or they did not see it.
Yeah, a lot of disagreements here on the home team. Nobody thinking that was a correct call, and that's going to bring Kimberly back to 3rd and 9.
Not the penalty. Well, you never want to see penalties,
No.
but that one hurts a lot after a huge gain. They'll instead have a 3rd and 9 from their own 48-yard line with 1 minute and 15 seconds in the opening quarter of play. A quick moving first quarter.
Yeah, it's been very fast as Bruning sets up in the empty back set.
They'll be aggressive here and take a shot. It looks like 4 receivers up top. They'll take a shot over the middle, and it is caught. Beautiful grab. First down, Kimberly. Hauling it in is Titus Osterman, the junior wide receiver.
Wow, what a catch by Osterman. The ball was just floated in the air for about 20 yards. Osterman, the big body tight end, able to go up and grab it in traffic. Nice 25-yard gain. Good pass by Bruning.
And it was perfectly thrown by the quarterback, as that ball, if it's thrown a second later, it's intercepted, or your guy gets absolutely drilled. And so he put it exactly where it needed to be, across the middle of the field. 30 seconds opening quarter, fresh set of downs from the Homedale 25-yard line. Audible here for Bruning. Now 18 seconds in the first quarter. Clean pocket for Bruning. Looking right side, has a receiver in the end zone, and an even better catch than the last one. Touchdown, Kimberly. 25-yard connection between Bruning and Osterman. And hold on a second, there's a penalty flag again.
No, they're saying incomplete pass. Or
some confusion here.
They're saying the ball hit the ground. Wow, that looked good from up here. That's why we don't get paid the big bucks, though.
Second down and 10. Well, that 2 just deflating plays, and now they fumble. Bruning alertly jumps on it at the 31, and that will harmlessly take us to the end of the first quarter of a scoreless game. So Kimberly with 2 big plays back-to-back on this drive, and unfortunately for them, nothing to show for it, as the drive will continue when we start the second quarter on IdahoSports.com. We'll stay right here, though. Thanks some of our local sponsors of today's broadcast that are making this one possible wherever you may be. Pheasant Cove Dental in Kimberly is the place for all your dental needs. At Pheasant Cove, you're a friend first and a patient second. Dr. Widmeyer and Dr. Franson pride themselves on being as gentle as possible while providing the highest quality in dental care. They are conveniently located right across from Kimberly High School. Dr. Widmeyer and Dr. Franson, along with their staff, want to wish the best of luck in the state championship game. Go Bulldogs. And make sure to unwind in the soothing water of the legendary hot spring at Lava Hot Springs, Idaho, where natural mineral water flows into 5 hot pools at 5 relaxing temperatures. And don't forget about the Lava Hot Springs Aquatic Center with Olympic diving platforms and speed slides in the summer. The indoor pool and Port of Kitty Cove are open now through the winter. For hours and more, visit lavahot.springs.com. And Oasis Stop and Go proudly supports the Kimberly Bulldogs. Fuel up and satisfy your cravings with Cravings to Go, where they have hot food, snacks, and a large beverage selection. Locally owned and serving southern Idaho for over 30 years, Oasis is committed to the communities where they live, work, and play. Oasis Stop and Go. Friendly, reliable, convenient. As we get set for the second quarter of play, the Kimberly Bulldogs thought they had a touchdown. It was taken off the board as it hit off the turf here in the ICCU Dome. So instead they have it 3rd and long from the 30-yard line in Homedale territory. Bruning on a pitch play. A wide receiver came in motion. He'll receive it. That's Barrett. And Homedale was fairly ready for it. Credit Barrett with pushing forward for a couple of extra yards toward the near sideline, but he'll still be well short of the marker. 4th and 6 from the 21.
Yeah, good gain there, 8 yards on kind of the trickery rush play, but still going to come up short, and this is 4-down territory for the Bulldogs. They're going to go for it on 4th and 6.
Offense staying out on the field as both of these coaches aggressive early. You love to see it in a state championship game as Joe Dilly and the Kimberly Bulldogs, they are looking for their first state title in program history. The last time they played in the state championship game was 1981 against these same Homedale Trojans. 4th down and 6, 11:50 second quarter, no score. 3 receivers up top, 2 down to the bottom. Bruning, good pocket, pass complete. First down inside the 5-yard line. Hauled in there by Kenny Hernandez.
Yeah, Kenny, that was just an outside slant play. Slants seem to be open today. Kenny playing the far receiver on the outside by the numbers, runs a quick slant open for the big gain.
The official spot will be a yard shy of the 5 at the 6. First down and goal regardless for Kimberly, which has twin receivers on each side. Liam Browning to the left of Bruning in the backfield. It's Bruning, 6 yards. Touchdown, Kimberly.
That's just a quarterback lead to the left side. The hole opened up. Bruning tucked his shoulders and was able to shake off a tackler and get in, and that's going to bring us 6-0 Bulldogs with 11:18 left in the second quarter. What a great drive by Kimberly.
Yeah, they battled some resiliency, or they showed some resiliency on that drive as well with a couple of penalties, and fittingly enough, we have a penalty before the PAT try as well. This time, though, it's an offsides on Homedale.
Yeah, so they'll move a little bit closer, and we'll see if Paz can punch another one in here. He's been really consistent all season long. We talked about that earlier. He is 45 for 46 on the year, hoping he can be 46 for 47 on field goals. He's pretty much automatic.
The holder is McKay Bruning. Snaps a little high. Bruning brings it down, and the PATs through the uprights, 7-0. Kimberly Bulldogs with 11:18 left in the first half.
Yeah, Kimberly, great drive there. Passed the ball a lot, threw the ball a lot, had that big 25-yard pass to Osterman that really kept the play alive, and Bruning doing what Bruning does. 4 rushing touchdowns last game in the semifinals and 1 today.
Snake River RV Resort is the nicest RV resort in the area, located on the beautiful Snake River in Homedale, Idaho. They want to wish their Homedale Trojans the best of luck in the championship game. Go get them, boys. And when Farm Bureau Insurance says it covers Idaho, it means it covers Idaho. Farm Bureau Insurance has 48 offices throughout the state, including your local branch in Marsing, to take care of farm and ranch customers statewide. They handle auto, RV, home, ranch, life, and even business insurance. Stop in at 425 West Main Street in Marsing or call 208-337-4041 for a free insurance quote today. Wayne and Chad Hudgate and Dave Saragino at the Marsing Farm Bureau Insurance branch are proud to support Homedale Athletics. Good luck, Trojans, in the state championship game. As right now it is 7-0 Kimberly, 11:18 in the second quarter, as football will be kneeled on in the end zone for a touchback. So now Homedale with an opportunity to answer on the offensive side.
Yeah, Homedale trying to show a balanced attack here. They threw the ball 5 times and they've rushed it 8. 26 yards on the ground so far and only 8 yards through the air. The ground game seems to be working with them. Their last drive, when they had to punt it, they went to the air more. They threw the ball 3 times and then ended up going 3 and out. So we'll see if they revert back to giving the ball to their big running backs, or if they're going to try to air it out and look for those big plays that Kimberly's trying to stop.
Last week, Uranga 12 for 18, 240 yards and 3 touchdowns through the air for Homedale's signal caller. A right-handed Uranga this time. He'll go far side and pass complete on a quick screen toward the Homedale sideline. That's Bartell again. We've called his name numerous times here early. 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7.
Yeah, Martell already a late 11 yards receiving on the day. Great athlete. He's another one of those. He makes a guy miss, it's going to be off to the races. Kenny Hernandez with the tackle there for only the short gain.
Homedale definitely has some athletes all around the field, as there'll be a little bit more of a tight formation this time on 2nd down. Just one receiver to the near side in the slot as a sweep play, handoff and some space to 30, 35, and tripped up at the 37 on the run, Martell.
Yeah, and that's a 14-yard rush by Martell. Martell, not somebody who gets the ball very often from the backfield, but a little bit of trickery there. Handoff, underbelly for the big 12-yard gain.
Try to say that a couple times.
Holy moly, you're kidding me.
Good luck. First down and 10, left hash, 37-yard line in their own territory for Homedale. Hall the carry, and Hall to the 45-yard line. He'll gain 8. Now maybe 7. They'll spot him actually back at the 44. Not as generous of a spot as it initially looked to be.
The O-line by Homedale really doing a good job there for the big gain, opening up a big hole on the right side.
The offensive front trying to do their job on this drive against a tough Kimberly defense. Hall again, first down Homedale, about a yard or two past the line as they approach midfield. 9:46 in the second quarter.
Yeah, good rush by Hall. That's going to be a 5-yard gain and moving the sticks. Big, strong kid. We talked about him earlier as he's going to head to the sidelines to get a breather. He is a serious problem if you are a defender.
Got to get him to catch his breath before they go out there for the red zone offense where he is the guy.
He is a problem.
First and 10 from their own 49. Uranga trying to run and throw it on the run, and he is just drilled by a Kimberly Bulldog. And the official immediately will throw the flag down there. I think we're going to get a roughing the passer on Brady Anderson.
Yeah, I don't know what they want him to do on that. They might call a helmet to helmet. They're going to get together and talk about this. It looked like he hit him as he was throwing the ball. It didn't seem late, and they are going to wave the flag off. That's the right call.
He got a lot of contact on him, but it was clean.
Yes, I agree. And he hit him hard. You could hear it from up here. But, I mean, there was nothing malicious about that at all. It's good defensive play by Kimberly, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Kind of a dangerous play there for your quarterback as he rolled to his left, had pressure right in front of him, and then they tried to run a screen pass. Just got blown up.
Yeah, thrown across his body, too. That's a great play by the defense there on Kimberly to bring up 2nd down.
They'll reset the ball in the middle of the Idaho State logo. 2nd and 10, Homedale's own 49-yard line. Martell the motion man. Handoff, Blewett. And Blewett has 5 yards.
Brings his total up to 15 for the game, his 5th carry. And he's another one of those kind of two-headed monster attack for Homedale.
3rd and 5 from the 46, ball on the right hash as the Homedale Trojans looking for their first points of the ball game here. This is the 4A Milk Bowl state championship game on IdahoSports.com. Sven Elskog and Leif Borison here in Pocatello. 4 total championships being played today, a couple at Middleton and 2 more here in the ICCU Dome. 3rd and 5, Uranga's pass is tipped up at the line, deflected by Hiram Mitten.
Yeah, Hiram just getting his big paws up there, knocking the ball down. It's a good thing he did because the receiver was open, running a slant across the middle. Great defensive stop there by the D lineman.
And Hiram Mitten properly named there.
Yes.
He just threw up the big mittens and swatted it right down.
I didn't even notice I said that, but I did, you know?
Yeah, sometimes the happiest successes are accidents.
They truly are. Homedale's going to punt again for the 2nd time tonight.
On the 4th down and 5, standing at his own 37-yard line is the Homedale punter, Luke Hall. And a fair catch called for at the 6-yard line by Hernandez, and that is going to be, well, they'll spot it even further forward. They'll give him the 8. Not great starting field position for the Bulldogs.
No, we'll see if, they got a long ways to go here. 94 yards. We'll see what they can do on their 2nd possession of the game.
Rooted in their communities since 1904, D.L. Evans Bank is proud to serve Fruitland with hometown values and local decision-making. Stop by their full-service branch at 1307 Northwest 16th Street in Fruitland. That's D.L. Evans Bank. This is community banking. 8 minutes and 29 seconds and a pretty quick moving first half of play here. 7-0. Kimberly leads on a McCrae Bruning 6-yard touchdown run earlier in this quarter. Bruning and the Bulldogs looking for more. He'll pump fake, step up, and be sacked. Bringing him down for Homedale, Grady Walgamot.
Yeah, the big 6 foot, 230-pound senior just absolutely denying Bruni on that one. Bruning tried to scramble away. There was nobody to pass to in the empty back set. But Walgamot taking him down for the 2-yard loss.
And when Homedale is on defense, there's some guys you expect to call. Walgamot's one of them, Tice Fisher another. And on this play to the right side, there's 6 or 7 of them converging on Bruning. Or excuse me, on they handed it off on that one. The handoff is to, is that Anderson?
Number 9. Yes, Brady Anderson, the senior wide receiver, really doesn't get very many carries either. That's going to be a short gain of about 4.
3rd down and 7. Ball on the right hash, 7:28, second quarter. Bruning looks right, goes left, has some blockers in front, but the ball, well, it was caught, but he went down on a knee immediately, did Hernandez.
Yeah, the ball was kind of low when Hernandez went down to go get it. His knee was touching the ground. A 1-yard gain, but no good here. That's going to bring up 4th down as the punt team marches their way out on the field.
So seeing a little more punts.
Yeah, we really are. Kimberly has punted once. This will be their 2nd time, and Homedale has already punted twice, which has been a real defensive battle, not something that I was calling at the beginning of the game.
Return man standing at the 50. And the punt angles toward the sideline on Homedale's side and goes out of bounds at the 46. So Capos didn't have to do anything there. And unfortunately for Kimberly, they're going to give Homedale great starting field position.
Yeah, not a great punt at all there. The ball went kind of directly out of bounds at the 40. Couldn't even get a good bounce or anything like that. So Homedale is going to get great field position, 40 yards, to see if they can lock this thing up at 7 with 6:41 left in the half.
For over 50 years, Overhead Door Company of Nampa has been serving the Western Treasure Valley and surrounding communities. Since 1961, homeowners, contractors, and businesses have relied on Overhead Door Company for all aspects of garage door installation, repair, and service. Overhead Door, a proud supporter of all area athletes. 1st and 10, ball on the right hash for Homedale as they start this drive in Kimberly territory at the 40. 6 minutes and 41 seconds on the clock before we break for halftime in the 4A state championship game. The reverse, the pitch, the throw, caught, touchdown, Homedale, some trickery. Luke Hall connects with Alec Campos from 40 yards.
That was just your classic tailback pass there. They handed the ball off, pitched it back to a blitzing Hall on the outside. Hall rears back, throws it as far as he can, and that's going to be a touchdown. Hall 1 for 1 in the 40-yard touchdown pass.
And Homedale on the board.
Who's the receiver that caught that?
Yeah, the receiver was Campos, who had a huge game last week, as Homedale comes out for the PAT, and Hall has it blocked. Getting in there and rejecting it was Hayden Black.
That's huge in a game where scores seem to be a little bit hard to come by here. Bulldogs still on top, 7-6 with 6:34 left in the half.
Well, you got to love that play call there by Homedale head coach Matt Holtree, as handed it off to a back, had a motion man coming, he received it, looked down the field, and wide open was wide receiver.
And really good pass by Hall. He hit his receiver in stride. The ball was in the air for probably 25, 30 yards. Receiver was able to run underneath it and get it for the big touchdown. Huge momentum shifter here for the Trojans.
There is no replacement for quality and experience, and that's what Vance Dairy Construction brings to every project it sets out on. Just like the Homedale Trojans, they work hard to get it right the first time. Call the team at Vance Dairy Construction to schedule your winter maintenance and renovation projects now, 208-337-3191. Vance Dairy Construction, helping to build Idaho's dairy industry. Trick play, 40-yard tailback pass, as the Homedale Trojans within a point about halfway through the second quarter, as a low bouncer inside the 10 and taken at about the 3-yard line from Joe Barrett. And Barrett has a hole over the 30 to the 34. He had one tackle to break, and that would have been a touchdown.
Yeah, Boston Garrett, the 6'1", 175-pound junior for the Trojans, really saved a touchdown there with the shoestring tackle on the far side. That's going to be a first down, Kimberly, at the 39-yard line. Kimberly, a very unsuccessful drive last time. Let's see if they can put together some yards here, as they were only able to gain 3 yards in their last possession.
This is shaping out to be a game of in-game adjustments.
Yes.
from both sides. How do you want to respond to what they're doing offensively, defensively? And whichever coaching staff has more success with that at halftime, I think is going to have a pretty good shot this afternoon. 1st and 10, Bruning, hands off. Browning, and he is met and dropped by Tice Fisher.
Absolutely nowhere to go, and that's just a read option for Bruning. Bruning held the ball in his gut a little bit too long, and the defense was able to swoop him up. That's going to be a loss of 1.
2nd and 11, Kimberly, no huddle, right back to the line. Bruning to Osterman, complete at the 50, and tackled by Chance Bartell. They'll move the sticks, will the Bulldogs, into Trojan territory.
And Osterman showing why he is a 3-star recruit. Caught the ball in traffic, took the hard hit, and was able to come away with it.
And I like this no huddle that we're seeing here from Kimberly. May have went a little too fast for one of the sides, though, as a flag fires from the near side and a false start on Kimberly.
Yeah, that's going to be the receiver on the near side. It looks like number 5, Gunnar Buckstead, just took off before the ball was snapped. That's a big momentum killer. It's going to bring up 1st and 15 instead of 1st and 10.
And they had just gotten into the rhythm with the no huddle, too, where you can have a lot of success. And now Homedale can catch their breath a little bit, and there's more distance to go if you're Kimberly. 1st and 15 from their own 47, and another false start. Back to back, this time the back. Liam Browning was just ready to go too early.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. And the play before this, when a lot of times these coaches, when you get that big play where there's a lot of momentum going your way, you have what's called a shot play. So you'll rush everybody to the line, and the players know what it is, and you just start yelling out whatever that play call is, and they're going to take a shot at the end zone. Hopefully they have the defense on their toes, but a little bit too excited by Kimberly. 2 plays in a row, and now we're going to bring up 1st and 20.
It is loud in here, but you never want to have back-to-back false starts in a neutral site game.
Especially as hard as yards are to come by this game. 20 yards of the first is forever.
2 receivers each side. Look like almost another false start there. No call. Bruning down the field, and great coverage applied on the play. Deflected and incomplete, almost picked off. And Cade Hall was step for step with Hernandez.
Yeah, Hernandez had to turn into a defender right there as the ball was thrown way short. Hall came up, almost had the interception. Hernandez was able to knock it away and keep the ball in the Kimberly Bulldog hands.
And you really set yourself back on those back-to-back false starts. It's now 2nd and 20, feels like a mile to go. Kimberly does have the ability to air it out, though.
Yeah, we'll see what they come up here with 5:08 left in the half.
Center is Brandon Elizondo, junior offensive lineman, gets over the football, snaps it, and here come the Bulldogs. Gain a few yards back to the 46-yard line as Browning went right side.
Yeah, that's just your toss play there. Student body right, pulled some linemen, everybody out to the right. And the Trojans did a good job of flowing with them and only allowing them to get a 4-yard gain. That's going to be up 3rd and about 14 here. 15.
16.
16.
Well, we'll get there. I'm going to say 16.
I should keep on counting, huh?
Leif went to math college.
One of those schools.
It wasn't a good math college, but he did go there. 3rd and we'll say 16 for Kimberly. Clean pocket all day to throw for Bruning, and Hernandez dropped it. They had him open over the middle at the 1st down marker, and it went right out of his hands.
And that would have been a 1st down, too. That's just a deep slant call by Hernandez, who was the inside receiver on the near side. He was open, ball hit him in the paws, and just wasn't able to bring it in, and Kimberly rolls out the punt team for the 3rd time tonight.
4:21 second quarter. The return man is Campos. And off the left foot, Pettingill. And Hernandez picked that one up when it was still bouncing, and it could have got some more yardage, but he immediately picked it up for Kimberly. And the spot is not as good as a result. And waiting in the officials still to put the ball down on the field. It's the 20-yard line right hash. Well, Oasis Stop and Go proudly supports the Kimberly Bulldogs. Fuel up and satisfy your cravings with Cravings to Go, where they have hot food, snacks, and a large beverage selection. Locally owned and serving Southern Idaho for over 30 years, Oasis is committed to the communities where they live, work, and play. Oasis Stop and Go. Friendly, reliable, convenient. 4:12 first half from their own 20-yard line. And nowhere to go left side. Tackled immediately. Hiram Mitten, the sophomore.
Yeah, Mitten, a big body in there. We talked about him earlier. He had the deflection on that big third down play. Mitten playing big. A lot of real big sophomores playing D-line for this Kimberly team.
And that was Martell on the carry that time. Carey has defeated Tri-Valley 40-20 in the 1A state championship game over at Middleton High School.
Hang another banner at Carey, I guess, huh?
They are as good as it gets around the state of racking up the championships. They're the Sugar Salem of the 1A, them and Kendrick.
They truly are.
Gain of 4 right side on the second down play. That's Blewett on the run.
Blewett, pretty good game so far. He's got 21 yards on 6 carries.
We approach 3 minutes in this first half, and it has just been rapid fire.
Yeah, it's been a really, really fun game to broadcast, fun game to watch. Nothing boring happening here in this almost sold-out arena.
And it'll continue to fill as Timberline and Rigby fans come in for the 6A game. Coming up later at 4 o'clock, Uranga's pass is caught, jumping grab by Campos. He spun around and dropped right at the sticks by Gunnar Beckstead, and they'll move him. First down, Homedale. A nice job with the body control by Campos there.
Yeah, and Uranga got absolutely smacked as he threw that ball, was able to keep his composure and throw for the first down. Campos got hit hard too, so good job keeping your composure there.
And now Homedale will no huddle. They saw something that Kimberly did on the last drive, want to do it themselves, and again, execution. Quick pass dropped off the hands of Bartell, and that's just a killer on these no-huddle situations.
Yeah, Bartell had some space there. The ball thrown just a little bit too hard by Uranga. Uranga 4 completions on the night on 10 attempts.
So second down and 10. All at their own 30-yard line, situated on the left hash. 2 receivers, far sideline in front of the Homedale bench. Couple of backs in the backfield and a tight end on the left side of the line. They'll run it with Blewett, excuse me. Combined his names there.
Yeah, you did. That's a good 7-yard gain brought down by Hernandez coming in from the safety position.
That really helps with the third down play. It's 3rd and a long 3, no huddle again for Homedale. They're right back at it, ready for the snap. Kimberly showing some pressure, and Homedale runs, and Kimberly is right there. 1-yard gain by the ball carrier for Homedale, which is Blewett again.
Yeah, big tackle there by number 50, Hiram Mitten, the sophomore. We've mentioned his name a lot, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Huge stop by Kimberly. We'll see what Homedale decides to do. They're kind of in that territory where they've gone for it on 4th down here before, but with 1:47 left in the half, I almost think you got to punt it in this situation.
So the Kimberly defense will take a timeout here, let them think about it a little bit longer. 1:47 before the half, your score, Kimberly 7, Homedale 6. Snake River RV Resort is the nicest RV resort in the area, located on the beautiful Snake River in Homedale, Idaho. They want to wish the Homedale Trojans the best of luck in the championship game. Good luck, boys. And when Farm Bureau Insurance says it covers Idaho, it really means it covers Idaho. Farm Bureau Insurance has 48 offices throughout the Gem State, including your local branch in Marsing, to take care of farm and ranch customers statewide. Farm Bureau handles auto, RV, home, ranch, life, and even business insurance. Stop in at 425 West Main Street in Marsing or call 208-337-4041 for a free insurance quote today. Wayne and Chad Hungate and Dave Saragino at the Marsing Farm Bureau Insurance Branch are proud to support Homedale Athletics. Good luck, Trojans. Out of the timeout, they're going for it. 4th down and 2. Uranga rolls right. Pass complete along the far sideline. 1st down and more. Campos out of bounds at the 44.
Yeah, good play call. Quarterback rolls right. Receiver, nobody anywhere near him. He's able to catch the ball and run out of bounds for the first down. A minute 41 left in the half.
And the drive will stay alive as a result of the fourth down conversion. A couple of them in this first half already for Homedale.
Yeah, great play call. Gutsy play call. Homedale here to win it, not being conservative today in the state championship game.
Substitution for the Trojans. Blewett will come in and be the back with Uranga. Two receivers near side, a tight end left side of the line, wide receiver up at the top. They'll go to the top. Caught by Lucas Hall. Big senior tight end, 6'5", 210.
And Uranga really getting into his groove here as he's completed most of his passes this quarter. 4 for 7 in the second quarter.
Gain of 5 yards, 2nd and 5. Blewett right to about midfield as he'll gain 1.
Clock still ticking here with a minute 5 left in the half. Not a lot of urgency by Homedale. They're hoping they can score as the clock ticks down to 0. Kimberly hoping that clock goes a little bit faster than it is right now. Get them to halftime with a 1-point lead.
Homedale in no hurry at all, still looking to the far sideline. And tons of time coming up. 45 seconds. The Trojans have no timeouts. 3rd down and 4 from the 50. Pass, caught. It's Campos. Needs to get out of bounds. He stays in bounds and goes down at the 38. That was actually Blewett on the catch. And apparently the board is wrong here. They'll give Homedale a timeout. As the board said 0, that'll be inaccurate. As the Trojans have it 1st and 10 from the Kimberly 38. And so, yeah, just a ton of time came off the clock there if you're Homedale.
Yeah, it was 35 seconds left. I mean, great play call. They just had Blewett kind of sneak out of the backfield, and big blown opportunity by Kimberly there. Nobody was anywhere near him. And Joe Barrett had to come out from he was guarding somebody else, had to run down the field 20 yards and was able to make the tackle. But yeah, the Trojans, not a real sense of urgency on this drive, it doesn't feel like. 35 seconds left. They must be feeling pretty confident about what they have lined up for these next few seconds here.
I will say it kind of gives you the sense of calm and confident. I'm sure there's some fans in the stands going, what are we doing?
Yeah.
But you know what? They're at the 38-yard line in Kimberly territory, and 35 seconds, plenty of time. The board now suddenly says 2 Homedale timeouts. That changes things.
That changes things a lot.
Left hash for Uranga to pass. Over the middle, Campos, incomplete. Phenomenal coverage by Hernandez.
Yeah, he had the ball caught, and when he hit the ground, it just bounced out. He had the perfect body position, had Hernandez kind of boxed out there, but wasn't able to hang on to the ball once he hit the ground. Good job by Hernandez to be in the right place, right time.
If that ball would have been hauled in, it would have been about the 15-yard line for Campos. Like the idea there. Fortunately for Homedale, it does stop the clock with 28 seconds. A 2nd down and 10. Ball left hash, 38-yard line. It's in Kimberly territory. Trojans trying to get a lead, heading into the locker room. 2 men moved at the same time. Penalty on Homedale. It'll back them up 5 yards.
Yeah, that's really one of the only mistakes that Homedale has made at the offensive line. We've seen a lot of flags thrown on Kimberly for offsides and false starts, but Homedale been pretty disciplined today.
That was actually both hauls, Lucas and Cade, that were the guilty party. 2nd and 15. Dilly chasing Uranga, pass incomplete, far sideline. Alejandro Martinez, the target. Clock stops, 22 seconds, 3rd down coming up. And boy, if you're Homedale now, got to get something on this 3rd down play. I think this is going to be 4-down territory.
Oh yeah, they're definitely going for it. He had Martell open on the outside there, but just overthrew the ball by a yard or 2. So Kimberly's secondary not doing a great job of locking down the Homedale wide receivers. Kind of giving him a little bit of buffer room, a little bit more buffer room as Uranga is able to dice him up a little bit.
3rd and 15 from the 43. Left hash, 2 receivers top, 1 to the bottom, 2 men in the backfield with a quarterback, Uranga. They'll move one of those men to the right side of the lines. It's Martinez. Uranga has a man deep. He's looking for him, and he has got him! Touchdown, Homedale! 43 yards. Uranga to Campos.
Wow, what a pass. That ball was in the air for what felt like forever. Kimberly defenders turned around. I think they thought they were going to intercept it, but the ball just kept sailing over their heads, over their fingertips. 43-yard touchdown pass. Uranga to Campos, and that brings us to 7-12. Trojans on top with 15 seconds left.
The last PHE try for Homedale was blocked. And Lucas Hall trying to get this one through the uprights, and he does. 13-7, Homedale. So they took their time. They were patient. They were confident. They had more timeouts than everybody in the facility thought they had. And they converted with a 43-yard touchdown, Uranga to Campos. What a phenomenal drive there for Homedale.
Yeah, an 80-yard drive. Remember, they got the ball after that Kimberly punt at the 20, and they were able to march the ball all the way down. And there wasn't very much time when they started this drive, and now only 15 seconds left in the half.
Madison's Napa Auto Parts in Homedale has been locally owned and operated since 1977. They have everything you need in stock, including auto parts, tools, and equipment, along with many other items for heavy-duty trucks, marine, and farming equipment. Madison's Napa Auto Parts in Homedale, proud to support all Trojan athletics. Good luck, boys.
So we'll see what Kimberly decides to do here. Last game against Fruitland, they got the ball with about 20 seconds left in the half at the 20, and they took some shots. So we'll see if they decide to take some shots here whenever they get the ball in this kick return.
Little different story for Kimberly today. Last week,
Yes.
Jumped out 14-0, now facing a deficit late in this first half. The block PAT, we'll see if that looms large as we move on with this game. As touchback, Joe Barrett received it in the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, first time Kimberly has actually been trailing in a game since the last time that they lost at Sugar Salem earlier in the season.
That's quite a statistic. If you're a Kimberly Bulldog fan, that game was September 19th. So this is a football team that the last 2 months
has been
ahead
games
the whole time. And all they've done is win. So 15 seconds in the first half, and 20-yard line here is where they will start. Send a man in motion, does Bruning. And pass almost intercepted. That would have been awfully bad if you're a Kimberly Bulldog fan. And jumping the route there appeared to be Carson Fine. And if he picks that off, it's inside the 30-yard line with 11 seconds to work with.
Yeah, just nobody there, really. I don't know who he was throwing that ball to. There was no receivers near there. It was almost an interception and would have given the Trojans the ball in great field position.
So, yeah, Kimberly looking like they're going to keep it in the air here. 3 receivers near side, 1 to the top. Bruning will pass. Looking for a big play before the half, and it is not going to happen. And he is sacked for a 3-yard loss to take us into halftime. Boston Garrett and a couple other Trojans were there.
That's the Trojans' 4th sack of the night. Really been eating up the Kimberly offensive line. As both teams head into halftime, 7 Bulldogs, Trojans 13.
So we'll take a break again. Homedale 13, Kimberly 7. Back after this for the halftime show. You are listening to the 4A Milk Bowl on IdahoSports.com.
what's next. Your path doesn't have to look like theirs. You can do this, or this, or this. Check out in-demand jobs in Idaho and get up to $8,000 to find your thing.
Dear crew, with an adult-sized third row, everyone's welcome. Slip in, stretch out, and let's go. Toyota, let's go places.
It's that time again. Time to get the health insurance you need for next year. Open enrollment is the time for you to enroll in, renew, or change your coverage. At Your Health Idaho, you can save money with a tax credit on the plan that's best for you and your family. Don't wait. Open enrollment ends December 15th. More coverage, less cost. Only at yourhealthidaho.org. Enroll by December 15th.
Il me semble que ce matin le soleil peine à colorer le ciel. Voudrais prolonger les vacances.
Idaho's 529 can be used at any in-state or out-of-state 2- or 4-year college or university. Can be used at a trade school for an apprenticeship.
Whatever it is that your kid is interested in, that's available for them to use the fund.
I really like the flexibility. It gives Wild the opportunity to pursue a whole array of training.
So whatever your child's passion is, you can support that.
To learn more, go to idsaves.org.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Dear Friday, we've got power tailgates to power game days. And a trailer backup guide. That's the champ of the ramp. Toyota trucks. Toyota. Let's go places.
Every time that we get in the car, number 1, buckle up. Number 2, no phones. And number 3, pay attention to your surroundings.
If I got in the car with my friends, I would definitely tell them to put their seatbelts on. I want to be able to get back home safely.
Welcome back to the ICCU Dome in Pocatello, where at the break, the Homedale Trojans lead the Kimberly Bulldogs 13-7. Sven Elskog and Leif Borison here from high atop the Idaho Central Credit Union Cascia Field here in Pocatello. All of our scores from the first half of play came in the second quarter. Kimberly got things started with a Bruning 6-yard touchdown run at the 11:18 mark. That was followed a few minutes later with 6:34 remaining in the first half. The tailback pass getting some trickery going. Lucas Hall to Alec Campos, 40 yards on that trick play completion. The PAT was blocked, however, by Kimberly. That made it 7-6 in favor of the Bulldogs. Then, with 15 seconds left prior to the break, it was Uranga Campos, 43-yard touchdown pass, and the PAT was good, and that is how we have reached the break with a 13-7 Homedale lead. So Kimberly led really the entire first half until 15 seconds remaining, but you look at the score, Homedale's ahead. It feels like Kimberly would be ahead the way the game's gone, but credit Homedale with that last drive. They executed well. They took their time, they were patient, and they got into the end zone.
Yeah, Homedale, you got to feel pretty good if you're a Trojan fan going into halftime up 13-7 against a really good Kimberly team that feels like they're just not really clicking on all cylinders right now, but got to give credit to the Homedale defense that's really kept them on their toes. I mean, they have 4 sacks on the night, really kept Bruning out of any sort of consistency and not allowing him to sit back and get comfortable in the pocket.
So let's take a look at some of the stats from the first half of play. These are the unofficial stats kept by Leif Morrison up here in the booth, but you know we're going to let him run with it. So Leif, what do you got?
I did go to math college here, you know. So Bruning on the night, 5 for 7, 65 yards through the air. Again, we talked about he's been sacked 4 times. Rushing, Bruning is leading the team with 21 yards on 2 carries. That big carry in the first drive for 20, or how many yards did he have there? For 15 yards, and then another carry for 6. Browning, 5 carries, only 4 yards. They've been able to tackle him in the backfield a ton of times. Barrett, 1 carry, 8 yards, and Anderson, 1 carry for 4 yards. On the receiving end, Osterman, 2 catches for 41 yards. We talked about that big catch he had for 25 yards and another big one for 16. And Hernandez, 2 catches, 13 yards. Pettingill, 1 catch for 8 yards. Kimberly, only 102 yards this half, 65 through the air, and only 37 on the ground. The Trojan defense has been doing a really, really good job. On the Homedale side, Uranga, 8 for 16 through the air for 82 yards, 1 touchdown pass. And that was the big 40-yard touchdown pass, or 43-yard pass to Campos. Hall, 1 for 1, 40 yards, and that was the other big 40-yard touchdown pass to Campos. On the ground, Campos has 29 yards on 6 carries, and Blewett has 27 yards on 9 carries. Martell, 12 yards on 2 carries. Campos, 90 yards on receiving, 2 touchdowns on 4 receptions. Martell, 3 receptions, 16 yards. Hall, 1 reception for 3 yards. And Blewett, 13 yards on 1 reception. It's been really all Trojans on the offensive end. Their defense is playing really stout and holding a super powerful Kimberly offense in check.
And when we look at what Homedale has done so far, Campos has been the guy that has really stood out for them offensively. Just such a big play threat. And you got to credit the quarterback as well for getting him the football. Xavier Uranga is doing a really good job of distributing it to his talented guys that are around him. I mean, he has just got a wealth of weapons on the offensive side, whether it's Campos, either of the Halls. You know, we called Martinez's name there in the first half. Just a ton of guys that, you know, we can go through and list off on the Homedale side. If you're Kimberly, have not got as much rolling on the offensive side so far in this game, however.
No, they really haven't, and that goes to show the credit to Homedale's defense. And really their defensive line has been doing a good job of locking up the offensive line, and they send that middle linebacker blitz. It's been hard for Kimberly to pick up, and they've got, like we said, sacked 4 different times. They've had to punt 3 times in one of their offensive series, ending in a touchdown, where Homedale has punted twice and had 1 turnover on downs.
Are you traveling through I-84 here in Idaho? Make your next stop the Traveler's Oasis Garden of Eden at exit 182 right there in Eden. Top off your tank, grab a quick bite, and that's from several fast food favorites, and enjoy clean, comfortable restrooms. Got furry friends along for the ride? They've got a dog park just for them. And don't forget to treat yourself to a warm cup of coffee before hitting the road again. Traveler's Oasis, where comfort meets convenience. And Pheasant Cove Dental in Kimberly is the place for all your dental needs. At Pheasant Cove, you're a friend first and patient second. Dr. Whitmire and Dr. Franson pride themselves on being as gentle as possible while providing the highest quality in dental care. They are conveniently located right across from Kimberly High School. Dr. Whitmire and Dr. Franson, along with their staff, want to wish Kimberly the best of luck in the state championship game. Go Bulldogs. And make sure to unwind in the soothing water of the legendary hot spring at Lava Hot Springs, Idaho, where natural mineral water flows into 5 hot pools at 5 relaxing temperatures. And don't forget about the Lava Hot Springs Aquatic Center with Olympic diving platforms and speed slides in the summer. The indoor pool and Portneuf Kiddie Cove are open now through the winter. For hours and more, visit lavahotSprings.com. That sounds nice right about now.
It does. You know, I could go for a little soak. Maybe I'll head out of there. You know, you got one more game to do. I'm done after this game. Maybe I'll head on down to Lava.
Yeah, you got the luxury assignment here. You come
I really
in, just
do.
work one game. I don't think I've ever worked just one game here in ICCU Dome. There are always multiple, whether it's 2, 3, 4. I remember a Halloween years ago, I think there were 4 games in a row, and it was my first experience of playoff football in Idaho, and I said, man, this is awesome. I mean, nowhere else are you going to find that much football in a day.
Yes.
But it's something that happens here in Pocatello more often than not. Just 2 games here today. Another one will follow. The 6A state championship will be Timberline and Rigby coming up at 4 o'clock right here on IdahoSports.com. We'll take a break, come back for the second half kickoff. It's the Homedale Trojans 13, the Kimberly Bulldogs 7 in the 4A Milk Bowl.
So, what's next? Your path doesn't have to look like theirs. You can do this, or this, or this. Check out in-demand jobs in Idaho and get up to $8,000 to find your thing.
Dear crew, with an adult-sized third row, everyone's welcome. Slip in, stretch out, and let's go. Toyota, let's go places.
It's that time again. Time to get the health insurance you need for next year. Open enrollment is the time for you to enroll in, renew, or change your coverage. At Your Health Idaho, you can save money with a tax credit on the plan that's best for you and your family. Don't wait. Open enrollment ends December 15th. More coverage, less cost. Only at yourhealthidaho.org. Enroll by December 15th.
Il me semble que ce matin le soleil peine à colorer le ciel. Voudrais prolonger les vacances.
Idaho's 529 can be used at any in-state or out-of-state 2- or 4-year college or university. Can be used at a trade school for an apprenticeship.
Whatever it is that your kid is interested in, that's available for them to use the fund.
I really like the flexibility. It gives Wild the opportunity to pursue a whole array of training.
So whatever your child's passion is, you can support that.
To learn more, go to idsaves.org.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Dear Friday, we've got power tailgates to power game days. And a trailer backup guide. That's the champ of the ramp. Toyota trucks. Toyota. Let's go places.
Every time that we get in the car, number 1, buckle up. Number 2, no phones. And number 3, pay attention to your surroundings.
If I got in the car with my friends, I would definitely tell them to put their seatbelts on. I want to be able to get back home safely.
Well, a couple minutes on the clock here before we are set to kick off third quarter action on IdahoSports.com. The Homedale Trojans 13 and the Kimberly Bulldogs 7. For over 50 years, Overhead Door Company in Nampa has been serving the western Treasure Valley and surrounding communities. Since 1961, homeowners, contractors, and businesses have relied on Overhead Door Company for all aspects of garage door installation, repair, and service. Overhead Door, proud supporter of all area athletes. And there is no replacement for quality and experience, and that's what Vance Dairy Construction brings to every project they set out on. Just like the Homedale Trojans, they work hard to get it right the first time. Call the team at Vance Dairy Construction to schedule your winter maintenance and renovation projects now. 208-337-3191. Vance Dairy Construction, helping to build Idaho's dairy industry. And Oasis Stop and Go proudly supports the Kimberly Bulldogs. Fuel up and satisfy your cravings with Cravings to Go, where they have hot foods, snacks, and a large beverage selection. Locally owned and serving southern Idaho for over 30 years, Oasis is committed to the communities where they live, work, and play. Oasis Stop and Go, friendly, reliable, convenient. Pheasant Cove Dental in Kimberly is the place for all your dental needs. At Pheasant Cove, you're a friend first and a patient second. Dr. Whitbeyer and Dr. Franson pride themselves on being as gentle as possible while providing the highest quality in dental care. They are conveniently located right across from Kimberly High School. Dr. Whitbeyer and Dr. Franson, along with their staff, want to wish Kimberly the best of luck in the state championship game. Go Bulldogs. As we get set for second half action from the ICCU Dome on the campus of Idaho State University in Pocatello. Your score, Homedale 13 and Kimberly 7. Sven Elskog and Leif Borison for IdahoSports.com's coverage of the 4A Milk Bowl.
Yeah, been a good first half so far, a low-scoring affair. The Trojans on top by 6. We'll see if that blocked field goal comes back to haunt them a little bit here in the second half.
Right to left, Lucas Hall does the kickoff duties and taking it the 1 yard line. They fake the sweep on the return, and now the ball's loose. Homedale looking like they might have recovered it, pointing their way, and they have the football. Homedale forces the fumble on the kickoff return, and Aaron Sotelo, the junior, will land on it.
Wow, what a big break for the Trojans as Barrett takes the ball out to the 20 and it just pops out of his hands as he's tackled and spun around. And Homedale is going to get the ball at the 24, marching into their touchdown.
And this is a Trojan football team that came out there in the end of the first half and got a 43-yard touchdown connection from Uranga to Campos. Now they're right back at it. The official spot will be the 24, first down and 10 from the left hash, and Homedale trying to make it a 2-score game to start this second half. Big for momentum potentially. Out of the backfield, shifting in motion to the slot. Up top is Tice Fisher. Handoff Martell, he has a blocker in front, splits a pair up to the 13. No, they'll spot it way back at the 15. His knee must have went down. Second and short.
Yeah, it looked like a first down to me from up here too, but they're going to give him 9 yards. Second short. Great play by Homedale, and it feels like all momentum is going towards the Trojans right now.
That spot was well back of where it looked like he went down. They saw something better on the field than we did up here in the box. Second down and 1, another handoff right up the gut. First down, Homedale to the 12-yard line as Kimberly's Monroe Witten in on the tackle of the Homedale ball carrier. Looking down to see who that was. It's Blewett.
Blewett had himself a pretty good game so far with that 3-yard gain. It gives him over 30 yards on the night. A ton of carries.
So first down and 10 from the 12. Two receivers near side. They'll motion another man over to the side. Screen pass. Martell caught inside the 10 to the 5 and out of bounds, and a penalty marker flies as well right there at the 9 in the area of holding.
Yeah, it's going to be a holding. That's just a wide receiver screen, and the wide receiver on the near side just held the defensive back a little bit too long, and that looks like it's going to be on number 22, Tice Fisher, the 6', 186-pound junior.
The white hat has relayed the call to the fans here, and that is exactly what it was, a hold to back up the Trojans through the 19-yard line. So they can still get a first down without getting into the end zone. Down marker to get is the 2. 1st and 17 as a result of the penalty. Kind of an oddity for a down and distance. Pump fake, Uranga, end zone. Campos, great defense there, as face guarding the wide receiver, really not allowing him to get it, but not making any contact either, was one of the Kimberly Bulldog defensive backs.
Yeah, that's always a tough one when the quarterback, the pump and go, gives him the hard pump fake, hoping the defender stutter steps a little bit and tries to toss the ball over the top. Great defense there by Kimberly to bring up a 2nd and 17.
Defensive back has never turned his body to see the number. I think it's Pettingill.
He was staring at all hips all day on that drive.
10:43 third quarter, just underway in the second half. Lucas Hall and Alejandro Martinez in motion for Homedale. To pass. Uranga, complete. It's Martinez inside the 5, stretches out to the pylon. Touchdown, Homedale.
What a pass. Martinez with the 19-yard touchdown reception. Great play. It's just a flood right concept. All the receivers going to the right, and he's able to find Martinez as his second receiver in that pattern for the touchdown, and that's going to give the Trojans a 19-7 lead with 10:35, able to capitalize on the fumble on the Kimberly kickoff return.
Martinez went full extension to get into the end zone on that one, and he reached the promised land. Lucas Hall out for the PAT through the uprights. It's good. 20-7 Homedale with 10 minutes and 35 seconds in the third quarter on a 19-yard touchdown connection from the quarterback Xavier Uranga to his wide receiver Alejandro Martinez. Again, if you're traveling through Idaho on I-84, make your next stop the Traveler's Oasis Garden of Eden at exit 182. Top off your tank, grab a quick bite from several fast food favorites, and enjoy clean, comfortable restrooms. Got furry friends along for the ride? Well, they've got a dog park just for them. And don't forget to treat yourself to a warm cup of coffee before hitting the road again. Traveler's Oasis, where comfort meets convenience. And rooted in their community since 1904, D.L. Evans Bank, proud to serve Fruitland with hometown values and local decision-making. Stop by their full-service branch at 1307 Northwest 16th Street, Fruitland. D.L. Evans Bank, this is community banking. That's a little bit of a gut punch if you're Kimberly, up 7-6, and now just in the snap of a finger, a couple minutes later, it's 20-7 Homedale.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do on the return. If Barrett's going to get the ball here on the kick return, he's going to let it bounce out of the back of the end zone.
That'll give us an opportunity to thank some more local sponsors. Snake River RV Resort is the nicest RV resort in the area, located on the beautiful Snake River in Homedale, Idaho. They want to wish their Homedale Trojans the best of luck in the championship game. Go get them, boys. And Madison Snap Auto Parts in Homedale, locally owned and operated since 1977. They have everything you need in stock, including auto parts, tools, and equipment, along with many other items for heavy-duty trucks, marine, and farming equipment. Madison Snap Auto Parts in Homedale, proud supporter of Trojan Athletics. 1st and 10, Kimberly from their own 20-yard line over the middle. One-hand grab attempt by Osterman in and out of his left hand. Incomplete.
Yeah, Osterman had the defender, number 22, draped all over him. That's Tice Fisher, the junior. But Osterman not able to bring it in by the one hand. That's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for the Dogs.
I think if there's one thing Kimberly could circle offensively and say we want to do this in the second half, it's really integrate Osterman into this football game as they try going to the air again for Joe Barrett, incomplete off his chest, and now 3rd and 10.
Yeah, Barrett's somebody that we haven't really seen or called his name much. The leading receiver for the Dogs, over 1,000 yards, over 1,100 yards on the year. No receptions tonight. He had the one big pass that looked like a touchdown that was called back, but nothing really for Barrett tonight, which is unusual for him.
3rd down and 10, trips receivers near side, 2 up at the top. Bruning to pass, clean pocket, throw over the middle, and it's off another receiver's hand. That one might have been slightly overthrown, but you want to see him come down with it. Pettingill the target, and a 3 and out for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, he had his receiver, Pettingill had his defender by a step on the deep slant on the far side, singled out over there. Ball thrown just a little bit too far, a little bit too hard. Hits off the top of the hands and not able to bring it in. And that's a punting situation, 3 and out, and only about 10 seconds off the clock.
Just a weird drive for Kimberly. Looked like they had some potential there, but all 3 passes hit off receivers' hands and were incomplete. And so now they'll have to punt, and it is a low wobbler coming to the near side and out of bounds. Let's see where the official trots this one off to. And it is going to be phenomenal starting field position for Homedale as the official spotted it about the 40-yard line.
Yeah, that punt actually went into the stands. And if you've ever been to the ICC arena, the stands are a long way away from the field. So not a wonderful punt from Kimberly. Homedale, another advantage. They're going to get the ball 40 yards to go in and see if they can punch it up and get up by 20 on this drive. Man, it is kind of just fallen away from Kimberly in an instant.
Yeah, they've got to have something happen to swing the momentum, and it needs to start on defense on this drive. They can't go down 3 scores, already 20-7, 10-14 on the 3rd quarter clock. The Trojans have scored touchdowns on their last 2 offensive drives. Motion man Martell, handoff to the back, blew it, and he is met and dropped immediately at the line. I believe that was Johnny Millenkamp.
Yeah, Millenkamp and Osterman in there with the hard hit. Those are 2 defensive leaders on this team that are trying to make a stance and swing the momentum back to the Kimberly side.
And if you're Homedale, what a golden opportunity to start this second half as they look for their first state title since 1997. Martell, screen pass, 2 blockers in front of him. It's wide receivers blocking. He's inside the 30, and that will be enough for another Homedale Trojan first down.
Yeah, the 12-yard reception by Martell, though. Martell had himself a heck of a game, good second half, and Uranga is on fire, 2 for 3 in the half so far.
The offense really getting into a rhythm here for Homedale. Kimberly needs an answer, and they need it quick. As they're backed up to their own end zone now. 27-yard line for Homedale in Bulldog territory. Motioning to the right side of the line is Tice Fisher. They fake the pitch, and they'll now hand it off on a sweep to Martell. And Martell has the 24-yard line on the carry for a gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
Yeah, it's a good handoff underneath. He was actually tackled in the backfield, but was able to shake off Mitten and run around the edge for a positive gain of 4 yards to bring up 2nd down for the Trojans.
And now Homedale slowing things down a little bit. We saw both teams get into some up-tempo late in that first half. Now Homedale huddling, looking to the sideline, burning some play clock. After the 3-yard gain on first down. Play action pass caught by Martell. His blocker in front of him is Campos inside the 15, and another first down for the Trojans. They just continue to do it methodically down the field.
Yeah, great catch, and that's an 11-yard gain by Martell. Uranga just on fire this half, and the Kimberly Bulldogs really have no answer for the short game attack for the Trojans this half.
The play gets them up to the 13-yard line on the left hash, a first down and 10, 8:47 3rd quarter. Lots of the passes for Homedale. They've had blockers immediately in front of the receiver. Very strategic in their pass game. Blew it the run right side behind the guard. Gains 2, 2nd and 8.
Yeah, Blewett, the big powerhouse, just kind of keeping Kimberly honest, giving the ball up the middle, not getting a lot of huge yards every time he touches the ball, but he's had a ton of carries tonight. The big 200-pounder It's tough to bring down, especially as you get later and later in the game. Those big bodies keep hitting those linebackers, those D linemen, makes it tough.
Cade Hall has 21 touchdowns on the ground this season. And they're getting into his territory here. He goes to the bench for this play, but it's a 2nd down and 8 from the 11. Blew it. Another 2-yard gain, 3rd and 6. And they're now in a little bit more of a passing territory on this 3rd down.
Yeah, Blewett has touched the ball 12 times tonight. He's got 34 yards on the evening. With just kind of a ground and pound type offense the Trojans are running.
Keeping everybody tight except for one receiver near side, and Kimberly jumps off sides. Multiple false starts in the first half, and now an offsides here from Hiram Mitten on the defensive line, and these penalties just killing the Bulldogs.
Yeah, from 3rd and 5 to 3rd and 1. Or 3rd and 6 to 3rd and 1. That makes it really tough, and it's really uncharacteristic of Kimberly, who has been so well disciplined this year and really limited the penalties all season long, and tonight not doing so well in that aspect of the game.
The penalty makes it a 3rd and awfully short 1. Homedale coming the heavy package. Simon Carrillo comes out there as an extra blocker on this play. And they try to go left, immediately nothing there, recentering to the middle of the field, and Dilly will meet the ball carrier for Homedale after a gain of nothing. In fact, they may have lost yardage on that play.
Yeah, I think so. That was Martell. He was actually in the backfield further. They had him for a loss of about 4 or 5, and he was able to shake a few off and bring it forward to only a loss of 1. That's going to bring up 4th down for the Trojans.
So 4th and a long 1 or 2. And they're kicking. This will be a 22-yard field goal try by Lucas Hall. And the snap's good, the hold's good, and the kick is through the uprights and connected on. That could be huge for Homedale. 22-yard field goal for Lucas Hall.
Yeah, that kick was hard. He would have made that from way far out, and that brings up 23-7. Trojans on top with 6:28 left in the 3rd quarter. This quarter, the Trojans have just really blown the top off of the defense for the Bulldogs, and we'll see if the Bulldogs can answer as they get ready to return this kick.
What I will say from the Kimberly perspective, it's still a 2-score game.
Yes.
Get a couple touchdowns, 2 2-point conversions, and they can knot this thing up. Well, we told you about it earlier. We'll tell you about it again. Make sure to unwind in the soothing water of the legendary hot spring at Lava Hot Springs, Idaho, where natural mineral water flows into 5 hot pools at 5 relaxing temperatures. And don't forget about the Lava Hot Springs Aquatic Center with Olympic diving platforms and speed slides in the summer. The indoor pool and Portneuf Kiddie Cove are open now through the winter. For hours and more, visit lavahot.springs.com. Homedale has rattled off 23 unanswered points. They lead by 16 early in the 3rd quarter, 6:27 and counting on the clock. And a big return here for Kimberly to the 34-yard line. They needed that from Joe Barrett.
Yeah, Barrett, a little bit of payback there as he brings the ball out from the half-yard line. He actually was in the end zone. As he goes to catch it, he hops forward above the goal line and is able to make a good return. And we'll see if Kimberly can get some positive yardage here after going 3 and out with no yards gained on their last possession.
You know, if I'm Kimberly, I really want to see Osterman get involved here, and I want to see Barrett get involved, even if it's getting it to them in some easy, quick completions, just so they have the football in their hands here. Quarterback keep for Bruning. And Bruning shy of the 40. Nice game, though, 6 yards. 1st down.
Yeah, Bruning last game had a ton of yards on the ground. We haven't seen him rush. We've only seen him rush it twice tonight. We'll see if they get him involved in the run game a little bit more this half.
Trips receivers near side, one up top. Bruning, hands off. And about a yard short of the 1st down marker, a 3rd down and 1. That was Browning on the carry right up the middle. And Kimberly's offensive line starting to get a little bit more of a push than what we've seen throughout the duration of this one.
Yeah, and they really need it. I mean, we talked about it earlier, down by 16. Kimberly needs to score on this drive to keep themselves in this game.
Bruning again in the gun. Hands off Browning. He's got space far side. Over midfield and shy of the 40-yard line in Homedale territory at the 42. But a fresh set of downs for a Bulldog football team that needed this drive.
Yeah, it's a 13-yard gain for Browning, his longest gain of the night. It was really an inside run. He's able to bounce it out to the outside for the positive gain.
The chain gang can hardly keep up with the Kimberly offense when they go into the no huddle. A 3-yard quarterback scamper up the gut for Bruning, and a man is down though. Looks like he's going to be okay, asking for some assistance from teammates. No training staff went out onto the field, as now he'll come off. That's Ethan Mendez, the senior offensive lineman. And new man coming in for Kimberly.
Mendez rubbing his gut. He must have just got hit in the gut. I think he's going to be all right.
Second down play. Dropping back to pass. Deep ball, Osterman, and that is PI all day. Martell was all over Osterman there, and those are the shots you got to take for Kimberly, because you get an opportunity now to move the chains.
Yeah, and it was a good thing that he was all over Osterman, because Osterman would have caught that and probably taken it in the zone. Big body there, but just absolutely handled when the ball was in the air. An obvious PI. No one is complaining about that one.
Said, you know what, I'm not going to let you catch it. You will not get that gratification. I'll give you the first down. You will not get a catch. 5:01 here in the third quarter. It's Browning again, and Kimberly finally getting the run game going. They're inside the 20 to the 19-yard line, 5-yard gain, 2nd and 5.
Yeah, Kimberly really rolling this drive, hoping they can keep that momentum up as they're upping the tempo a little bit here on this drive.
Again, tempo, high-octane offense. It's Browning one more time. He has more yardage, approaching the 15. And this is a fantastic drive for Kimberly that they really needed.
Yeah, get a little bit of positive momentum. If they can punch one in here in the zone, we got a ball game again.
Ball at the 15. It's Bruning on a quarterback keeper. One man to beat, and he's tackled inside the 5 at about the 3. Touchdown saving tackle by Domingo Asamendi.
Yeah, big run by Bruning there. That's a 10-yard gain as they hustle up to the line, hoping to keep Homedale on their toes.
4:12, third quarter, ball left hash, and Homedale needs a timeout, I believe, here. And they are struggling a little bit with this tempo offense for the Kimberly Bulldogs. They had some penalties in that first half, some miscues. Now they're finally able to do the tempo for the first time today, really.
Yeah, Kimberly really moving the ball at ease and at will. Had some really good rushes, some great passes. The pass interference obviously helped a lot, but Kimberly, this is the offense that we are familiar with seeing from Kimberly. Up-tempo, moving the ball, and really getting a lot of positive yardage. We'll see if they can continue and end this drive and a score.
When Farm Bureau Insurance says it covers Idaho, it really means it covers Idaho. Farm Bureau has 48 offices throughout the state, including your local branch in Marsing, to take care of farm and ranch customers statewide. Farm Bureau handles auto, RV, home, ranch, life, and even business insurance. Stop in at 425 West Main Street in Marsing or call 208-337-4041 for a free insurance quote today. Wayne and Chad Hudgate and Dave Saragino at the Marsing Farm Bureau Insurance Branch, proud to support Homedale Athletics. Good luck, Trojans. And rooted in their community since 1904, D.L. Evans Bank, proud to serve Fruitland with hometown values and local decision making. Stop by their full-service branch at 1307 Northwest 16th Street in Fruitland. D.L. Evans Bank, this is community banking. Motion man on the first down and goal play. It'll be a handoff left side for the Bulldogs. As they continue to try and run the football effectively, they'll be just shy of the goal line at a second down and goal.
They're going to rush back up to the line here. I got to say, Bruning's going to be taking this one up the gut.
Shotgun for Bruning, stretches out, and for the second time today, Bruning, a touchdown run.
And that was just a run left side for Bruning. Had the lead blocker Browning, and they get the 1-yard gain. And you got to believe Kimberly's got to go for 2 here. Being down 23-13, down by 10, 2 points to bring them down by 8. You talked about it earlier. It's a 2-point ball game if they could punch this one in. Two-score ball game.
This is a huge 2-point conversion.
Huge.
It's going to change the way that you're really viewing this game from a Kimberly perspective. Right now, need a touchdown and a field goal as it currently stands. If they can punch in this two-point conversion, all you need is a touchdown and a two-pointer. Bruning over the middle, and it's caught in the end zone for a two-point conversion. Going low for Joe Barrett. 23-15, 3:50 in the third quarter, and they got the conversion they needed.
That's Bruning's first completion of the half, and it was a big one. Barrett's first catch of the game, and it was also a big one. The two stars coming out and keeping Kimberly in this ball game with 3 minutes and 50 seconds left in the third. It's an 8-point ball game here at the state championship.
Pheasant Cove Dental in Kimberly is the place for all your dental needs. At Pheasant Cove, you're a friend first and a patient second. Dr. Whitmire and Dr. Franson pride themselves on being as gentle as possible while providing the highest quality in dental care. They're conveniently located right across from Kimberly High School. Dr. Whitmire and Dr. Franson, along with their staff, want to wish Kimberly the best of luck in the remainder of today's state championship game. Go Bulldogs. Again, a 1-yard touchdown run for the quarterback, McCrae Bruning. It's his second touchdown run of the ball game, and it makes it a one-score contest at 23-15. Homedale still out on top. Eddie Paz will be the kicker, the senior, left to right, as we view it from high atop the Idaho Central Credit Union, Cassia Field in Pocatello. Touchback.
We'll see what Homedale can do on this next drive. Their last drive was, they had the 3-point kick. Were able to bring themselves up by 16, and it's interesting to see that blocked field goal in the first half really coming back around, and now it's an 8-point game instead of which would be a 9-point game, which is a 2-score game, which makes a huge difference.
The question is, if they wouldn't have got that blocked in the first half, would they have tried the field goal
or just gone
this
for
half?
it? Yeah.
So there's a whole lot of things that could be different, but regardless, instead, it's a 1st down and 10 from Homedale's own 20-yard line, ball in the middle of the hash marks. Uranga hands off left side, and credit Kimberly. They are right there every time. It's a 1-yard gain for Hall.
Hall finally getting into the action this half. We'll see if they start throwing it around a little bit. Uranga on fire last drive, 3 for 4 with a touchdown. Blewett received most of the carries on the last drive. We'll see Hall in the game now.
Cade Hall, the leading rusher for Homedale. He's been limited in this one. Just shy of 900 yards on the season entering today's game and 21 touchdowns. Uranga rolling left toward the sideline, will just lob it out of bounds. It's caught by one of the members of the Kimberly coaching staff.
Great catch, actually. They caught it and tucked it. It looks like Coach Dilly there showing the 3-point connection on the ball.
He's still got it.
He's still got it.
That's a pro's pro down there. His 4th season. They upset the #1 seed last week, looking for a state championship for the first time in school history. They reloaded.
Yes.
They didn't rebuild after graduating a strong senior class last season.
Yeah, everybody thought Kimberly would be down this year, but here they are in the state championship game, getting one game further than they did the year before.
3:05 third quarter, a 3rd down and 9. Homedale, Uranga to his left, lobs it up, it's caught at the 37-yard line, some yards after the catch as well for Alejandro Martinez.
That's Martinez's first catch of the game, I believe.
Well, Martinez, if you remember, he's the guy that got that touchdown pass earlier. So he's got involved a couple of times now, but he's coming in clutch at the big moments. 1st and 10 from the 46 after that big completion. On 3rd down, they convert. Ball spotted on the left hash. There's 2 receivers up top. And a little pistol formation for Uranga. Quick pass complete over the 50 and barreling forward at the 47. The ball came out, but it was forced by the ground. The official spot will be the 46, and a Kimberly Bulldog is down.
Yeah, good quick pass. That's a play that they've been going to consistently all night. Just those quick wide receiver screens on the outside, picking up 1 or 2 blocks and letting those receivers make some moves in space. And that looks like the defensive back, Kenny Hernandez, was the one that's down, but he's up and moving and walking back towards the sideline.
That's a two-way talent for Kimberly, who's made his mark on both sides of the football. Able to walk off under his own footing. Hopefully he's okay and can return to the football game for the Bulldogs. We inch closer to the end of this third quarter, 2 minutes and 42 seconds. Homedale 23, Kimberly 15. Both sides have scored a touchdown here in the second half. In fact, Homedale scored a couple of touchdowns. It was 13-7 in favor of the Trojans at the break. Cade Hall, big physical back, breaks a couple of tackles, and that's an exciting 3-yard gain there.
Yeah, he was hit hard in the backfield by one of the defensive linemen. Number 73, looks like Caden Dilly, hit him hard in the backfield, but he was able to shake him off for the gain.
And one guy had a hold of his jersey as well. They were trying to take him down by any means necessary and just weren't able to. And as a result, he'll move the chains. That's Cade Hall, senior, 6 foot, 202-pound back for these Homedale Trojans. You can always expect them to be a tough football team, but they can also throw it.
Yes.
And that's what separates them in the state from a lot of teams. 1st and 10, quick pass drop, Martell. They're trying to set up a screen on the near side.
And that one would have went for a lot of yards. Still that same screen pass they threw to the near side to Martell, and there was nobody on the outside. It'd been a track race down the sidelines.
Lots of consistency with the Homedale offense. They're not going to necessarily surprise you a ton, but they're going to be good at what they do. They're going to execute.
Yeah, they probably ran that wide receiver screen play, 10 or 15 times tonight, and it's been very, very successful, and it's hard to stop.
1:55 in the third quarter. Ball on the right hash, 2nd and 10. Uranga, there's Martell again, and he drops it back to back on the exact same play. And you got to credit the coaching staff. They trusted him. They said, we're going to go right back to it.
Yeah, and again, there was yards that he could have made after the catch there, but he's just trying to move his feet before he secures the ball, and 2 drops in a row, not something you see from him ever.
Yeah, that's painful right there. He'll catch that 9 times, sometimes 10 times out of 10. Unfortunately, 0 for 2 on the last 2.
Yeah, fortunate for Kimberly. Brings up 3rd down and 10 at the 41.
They're in Kimberly territory. The Bulldog fans start to make noise below us. Uranga, clean pocket, steps up, heaves it deep, and it's caught again. Campos, touchdown, Homedale.
What a huge play, 41-yard touchdown reception. Uranga to Campos. Campos' 3rd touchdown of the night, bringing him over 130 yards receiving on the day. Huge play for the Trojans on that big, long 3rd down.
And just like that, a 2-score game again. Lucas Hall, who had the 1 PAT blocked earlier, but he's rebounded by making all the rest and drilling a 22-yard field goal. This try blocked, 29-15.
Yeah, 2 blocked kicks. That's huge for Kimberly. Brings another, now it brings it down to a 14-point game.
Well, Madison's Napa Auto Parts in Homedale has been locally owned and operated since 1977. They have everything you need in stock, including auto parts, tools, and equipment, along with many other items for heavy-duty trucks, marine, and farming equipment. Madison's Napa Auto Parts in Homedale is a proud supporter of Trojan Athletics. Good luck, boys. And there is no replacement for quality and expertise, and that's what Vance Dairy Construction brings to every project it sets out on. Just like the Homedale Trojans, they work hard to get it right the first time. Call the team at Vance Dairy Construction to schedule your winter maintenance and renovation projects now. 208-337-3191. Vance Dairy Construction, helping to build Idaho's dairy industry. So Campos keeping involved here. You mentioned 3 touchdown grabs on the ball game. 2 in the second quarter and 1 here late in the third. 1:43 on the clock, and the kick from right to left by Homedale through the end zone, and Kimberly will take it out from the 20.
We got a flag on the field on the far side One of the Homedale players went down on the kick off, but we'll see. Might be an unsportsmanlike.
It's in the area of some extracurricular activity.
Yeah, as he was down, there was a Kimberly player standing over the top of him, but
still waiting for the official word on this one. It's a personal foul.
Head-to-head.
Helmet-to-helmet contact on Kimberly, so that'll set them back. Just another penalty on the Bulldogs. They have had a rough go of things with the penalty in this game.
Yeah, it brings from 1st and 10 at the 20 to 1st and 10 at the 10. And those yards have been hard to come by for Kimberly. 10 yards is a big deal.
So 29-15, Homedale, 1:43 third quarter, and a 1st and 10 Kimberly from their own 10-yard line. And they'll empty this thing out. It's on Bruning's shoulders now. Pass across the middle, Osterman. Incomplete. Great coverage applied on the play by the Trojans. Sebastian Larzilier.
And credit to Homedale's secondary. They've really kept these great receiving core from Kimberly in check all night long as Kimberly rushes the line.
2nd and 10, another snap to Bruning. Lowers the shoulder and tries to get to the 15. He'll get the 14 instead. Gains 4, 3rd and 6. And if you're Kimberly, this is a tough spot because probably not going to go for it on 4th down here, but your time's starting to really run out on you.
Yeah, it becomes when that decision needs to be made that they probably shouldn't go for it, but will they? Because the Trojans have been able to score or march the ball down kind of relentlessly the last few drives.
Minute and 12 seconds on the third quarter clock. Bruning tries the option, and they shut it down. Gain of just 1 yard as he kept it. The tackle made by Javid Blewett, the defensive lineman, one of the starters out there for the Trojans.
The Trojans just blitzed into that. It was an option right. They sent an outside backer coming in hard, and there was nowhere for Bruning to go as the punt team is going to march out. And that was a quick 3 and out.
4th down and 5, and again, kind of got to wonder if they have any kind of trickery in them. It's aggressive, but Homedale went for it inside their own 30 on the first possession of the game. Let's see if Kimberly gets aggressive or they punt it. They'll punt. Left-footed Pooch bounces at the 44 and takes an unbelievable Kimberly Bulldog bounce inside the 30. And finally down at the 27-yard line by Hernandez, who is returned back into the football game.
Yeah, great punt, great bounce. That ball must have bounced 15 yards after it hit. That's really the only thing that's been going Kimberly's way this half.
Now, if you're traveling through Idaho on I-84, make your next stop the Travelers Oasis Garden of Eden at exit 182 in Eden. Top off your tank, grab a quick bite from several fast food favorites, and enjoy clean, comfortable restrooms. Got furry friends along for the ride? They've got a dog park just for them. And don't forget to treat yourself to a warm cup of coffee before hitting the road again. Travelers Oasis, where comfort meets convenience. So 1st and 10 Homedale. They have a 2-touchdown advantage, 29-15, 20 seconds here in the third quarter. And don't expect them to take their foot off the gas pedal anytime soon here with the offensive play calling. Pass game's worked. Expect them to stick with it plenty, and a big face mask. The official on the near side, and then every other official throws their flag. Cade Hall gained 6 yards on the play, but a brutal face mask, and he's down.
His helmet actually is a little messed up there. Yeah, he's hurting.
Yeah, that did not look good at all, and he'll run off the field under his own footing. When I say every official threw their flag, I mean it. It came from every direction. One of the more blatant face masks you'll ever see. Credit the officiating crew. We really haven't seen anybody with their arms up in the air today. It's been pretty cleanly called, and things that you would expect to see are being called on both sides. Always expect to see a good crew in a state championship game, and that's what we have here this afternoon. After 3 complete, it's the Homedale Trojans 29 and the Kimberly Bulldogs 15. We'll keep it right here, and thanks to more of our local sponsors on IdahoSports.com, as they include Overhead Door Company. For over 50 years, Overhead Door Company in Nampa has been serving the Western Treasure Valley and surrounding communities since 1961. Homeowners, contractors, and businesses have relied on Overhead Door Company for all aspects of garage door installation, repair, and service. Overhead Door is a proud supporter of all area athletes and rooted in their communities since 1904. D.L. Evans Bank is proud to serve Fruitland with hometown values and local decision-making. Stop by their full-service branch at 1307 Northwest 16th Street in Fruitland. D.L. Evans Bank, this is community banking. Fourth quarter of play set to begin from the ICCU Dome in Pocatello. Sven Elskog and Leif Morrison here for the 4A Milk Bowl state championship game between Kimberly and Homedale. These teams both awfully hungry for a state championship, and now one of them is 12 minutes away.
Yeah, it's been a great game so far. Hopefully this fourth quarter produces a little bit more of that.
Snap to begin the fourth quarter of play. They'll go to the air. It's Kapos on the far side, shoved out at the 46 after he gains 7 yards on first down.
Uranga really been on fire this half, throwing very crisp balls.
Yeah, he's really gotten into a rhythm, and his wide receivers making it work for him out there. As just underway in this fourth quarter of play, and Homedale slowing it down slightly on this drive as they have it in Kimberly territory at the 46-yard line. Can really put their stamp on this game with a touchdown on this drive.
Yeah, you almost feel like the dagger might be happening if they're able to score here.
Handoff, blew it left side up to the 44-yard line. He'll be shy of the yard marker to get. It'll be 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, Kimberly really have done a good job of getting to those 3rd downs, but haven't been able to get those turnovers that they've needed. Kimberly, the Trojans doing a good job with ball control all game long.
This is a spot right here where you'd expect Homedale to turn it into 4-down territory if they don't get the 3rd down conversion. Looking at it here, boy, Kimberly gonna bring some pressure, you would think, on this 3rd down and 1. Homedale has it at the Kimberly 44-yard line. Tight formation, 1 receiver up top. They send Martell in motion. Handoff, blew it left side. He has a 1st down and more to nearly the 35-yard line.
Yeah, it's a great 7-yard gain. Blewett just having a phenomenal game today, really putting the team on his back and getting those hard yards. That's a good 1st down by the Trojans.
Just so much consistency from Homedale on this offensive side. They run a lot of the same things, but they're really good at it.
Yeah, that's been kind of the staple since Coach Holtree took over. 18 years ago, they are very consistent in what they do, and that's what their program is. He runs a program there in Homedale, and they run the same offense, all the way through little baby diapers, all the way up to seniors, and it shows here tonight.
Those are only the teams that you can tell have played together for a long time. Homedale, one of the better programs throughout the state. They've just been consistently good for years. As a 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8. We talked about it in the pregame show. The last time Sugar Salem was not in the state championship game, 2017, Sugar has won 6 of the last 7, including 4 straight, and Homedale's been the runner-up numerous occasions during that run. This is their moment.
Yeah, like we talked about it earlier, their trophy case is just laced with trophies. Every one doesn't say champion on it. So they're hoping tonight they can put a trophy in the box that says state champion 2025. And they're looking really good tonight with the 29-15 lead.
Kimberly needs something to happen on the defensive side of the football, in motion out of the backfield. That's Cade Hall, flinched a little bit. The running back for Homedale. That'll back them up 5 yards.
Yeah, and something Kimberly really needed. They need some breaks. They need some things to go their way. And now that brings up 2nd and 14. at the 40.
Yeah, this is a spot where if you're Kimberly, you're saying, let's get a turnover.
Something.
Get a sack, literally anything. They'll take it at this point as Homedale has turned what was a 7-0 Kimberly lead into a 29-15 advantage. Score at the half was 13-7 in favor of Homedale, but really that whole first half, Kimberly was in the lead till there were 15 seconds on the clock in the second quarter. Since then, it's been all Homedale. Kate Hall runs right side to the 31-yard line. Tackled on the play by Kenny Hernandez, the senior defensive back.
Yeah, great run by Hall. Good cut inside, outside, able to make the 10-yard gain. Hall's limping off to the sideline.
A second time we've seen that for him. The last one was when his helmet was ripped off on the face mask on the last drive. This one looks a little more serious than that last one.
Yeah, he's holding an ankle or a knee as he goes and takes a seat on the bench. The trainers are taking a look at him.
8 minutes and 18 seconds, fourth quarter of play. Ball on the right hash from the Kimberly Bulldog 30-yard line. Uranga rolls left, has some blocking in front of him. He'll just heave it out of bounds, almost into the stands here. And the Kimberly fans want an intentional grounding to be called. I thought he was out of the pocket and threw it beyond the line.
Yeah, he was definitely out of the pocket, and it was thrown out of the line for sure. There was no receiver anywhere close, but he's out of the pocket, beyond the line of scrimmage, so he's all right.
So Paul Kingsbury always puts together a rule book, kind of go over the rules and etiquette for state basketball. It's kind of funny because really that could go for any sport in the state. I don't know if everybody knows the rule on the intentional grounding. Guys like you and I, we see games on a weekly basis. You get out of the pocket and throw it beyond the line, you're good to go. You don't need the receiver.
Most people don't know that. Huge fourth down here for both teams.
4th down and 3 from the Kimberly 30. To pass, Uranga looks deep, over the middle. Deflected off the hands of Campos, almost intercepted, and falling to the ground harmlessly, incomplete. That's the break that Kimberly was looking for. They'll force Homedale to turn it over on downs.
Yeah, that's huge. With 8 minutes left in the ball game, down by 14. We'll see if Kimberly can put together some yards, a constructive drive, put one in the zone, and then it'll be a 1-point ball game. They're still in this, but they've got to really, really put something together here on this drive, starting at the 30.
Snake River RV Resort's the nicest RV resort in the area, located on the beautiful Snake River in Homedale, Idaho. They want to wish their Homedale Trojans the best of luck in the last 7:59 of this state championship game. Shotgun, low snap, it bounces into Bruning, and Bruning chased by Fisher and brought down. Fisher the first contact, and Chance Martell cleans him up for a loss.
There's just nowhere to go there. It looked like a pass rollout to the right. The defense so fast from Homedale, not letting Bruning get any sort of space whatsoever, and that's going to be the 5th sack of the night.
1-yard loss officially on the play. A 2nd down and 11. They'll back it up to their own 29-yard line. 7:27 fourth quarter. Trips receivers near side, one up at the top for Kimberly, and one back in the backfield. Shoulder fake, pass over the middle, caught. Short dump off to Joe Barrett, and he is right at about the first down marker. These officials are going to give it to him, and Kimberly moving the sticks.
Barrett finally getting in the action there. That's his first catch, second catch of the game. He had the 2-point conversion, but his first catch during regular play.
And tempo. Kimberly going right back to what works as they jump to the line of scrimmage and snap it, and the ball comes loose. On the turf here in the ICCU Dome, Homedale pointing their way. It's a Trojan that came out with the football. Boston Garrett, but the officials are saying second down.
And the boos are just raining down from the far side of the arena.
That's about as loud a boo as you'll hear inside this dome. Bruning to pass, and he's met quickly. A short gain on the play. Homedale's tackler is Grady Walgamot.
Yeah, the defensive secondary by Homedale doing a good job. He looked like he wanted to go to Osterman there in the seam, but just double coverage, nowhere to go. We'll see what Kimberly can drum up here on 3rd and 9.
Not as much tempo anymore as they get set for the third down. 3rd and 8. Clean pocket, pass for Bruning, incomplete again on the far sideline. Overshoots his intended target, and it's 4th down.
And you got to believe they're going to go for it here. With 6:18 left in the game, down 14 on the 42-yard line. The game could really be riding on this play right here.
All right, Coach, who you going to?
I mean, you got to go to your man. I think you go to Osterman. He's in the seam. You need to get 8 yards. Get there, turn around, post up.
The 4th down. Bruning, pass, Osterman, complete to the 43 in Homedale territory.
That's a great 15-yard catch by Osterman, the big body. Barrett, just his 3rd completion of the half. Osterman is there. I think you just keep posting him up in the middle. He's so big, so strong. Give him the ball.
He comes off the field grabbing his lower back. He is not out there for the 1st down and 10. Another pump fake for Bruning, and there's a penalty in the backfield. It's going to come back regardless. A 1-yard loss, the result of the play. Tice Fisher drops Bruning behind the line, but there are 3 yellow flags on the field indicating a hold on the Kimberly Bulldogs.
Yeah, one of the Homedale defenders, the D lineman, went down, and the Kimberly Bulldog just laid on top of him, and the officials saying, man, you can't do that. And that hurts as Kimberly was starting to get a little bit of momentum. I think you're right, Barrett is still not, or Osterman's still not in the game.
Yeah, he looked like he was coming off kind of gingerly on that play a couple plays ago. And that is a huge loss for the Kimberly Bulldogs. As entering today's game, Osterman, one of the go-to guys, 34 grabs and 5 touchdowns. A big target over the middle of the field. In these late game situations, 1st and long from their own 47, pass too far, incomplete. Joe Barrett, the target for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, nothing there, double coverage on Barrett. And right now, Homedale knows Barrett's going to be the guy that they are going to go to. He's been the leading receiver for Kimberly all year long, real speedster. So they've got a safety over the top of him and a DB on top.
Well, it allows them to really key in a whole lot more, as you mentioned, on Barrett. Some other guys on the field to watch for include Brady Anderson and Kenny Hernandez from the wide receiver positions. It's a trip set near side, one up at the top. Clean pocket all day to throw, and it's deflected and incomplete. Initially hit the hands of Hernandez and then was almost intercepted.
Yeah, tough pass there, kind of threw it in a tight window. Hernandez had the opportunity to come away with it, but the defender did a great job of getting his hands in there and knocking the ball out. This brings up a 3rd and forever here, 3rd and 20.
Good news if you're a Kimberly Bulldog fan. Osterman's back out there, and he lines up in the slot on the near side. 5:26, 4th quarter. Homedale 29, Kimberly 15. Live in Pocatello on IdahoSports.com. Empty backfield. Bruning, another good pocket. This time he's got his man. Hernandez catches it inside the 25 and then gets licked up by some of the Homedale Trojan defensive backs, including Asamendi.
Wow, what a pass. That ball floated in the air forever as Hernandez catches the 28-yard game and gets absolutely licked. Way to hold on to that ball, Kenny Hernandez.
He took a shot, and it's a 1st down Kimberly as whistles blow. I think Homedale needs a timeout. They'll stop the clock with 5:11 remaining. When Farm Bureau Insurance says it covers Idaho, it really means it covers Idaho. Farm Bureau Insurance has 48 offices throughout the Gem State, including your local branch in Marsing, to take care of farm and ranch customers statewide. Farm Bureau handles auto, RV, home, ranch, life, and even business insurance. Stop in at 425 West Main Street in Marsing or call 208-337-4041 for a free insurance quote today. Wayne and Chad Huntgate and Dave Saragino at the Marsing Farm Bureau Insurance Branch are proud to support Homedale Athletics. Good luck to the Trojans. And on the other side, Oasis Stop and Go proudly supports the Kimberly Bulldogs. Fuel up and satisfy your cravings with Cravings to Go where they have hot foods, snacks, and a large beverage selection. Locally owned and serving southern Idaho for over 30 years, Oasis is committed to the communities where they live, work, and play. Oasis Stop and Go, friendly, reliable, convenient. First and 10, Kimberly from the Homedale 25. Ball on the left hash, deep ball, end zone, right side, deflected, incomplete. Carson Fine, I believe, had the coverage for Homedale.
Yeah, great defense there. The ball was in the air. He was able to turn around, get his hand up. Otherwise, that would have been a touchdown. Just deep fade route on the far side. Great defense by the Trojans. That's going to bring up 2nd and 10 at the 25.
Carson Fine has had himself a mighty good ball game in the defensive back position. Bruning carries right side, across the 20 to the 17-yard line. And a big third down, 4:54 fourth quarter.
Yeah, obvious fourth down territory here. Good play call as Kimberly rushes back to the line.
They'll empty it out. It's Bruning all by himself. He'll run again. He has more space this time to the 11. First down, Bulldogs.
Yeah, good 6-yard gain there. And Kimberly rushing back to the line again, hoping they can keep this Homedale defense on their heels.
They've elected to run it with Bruning a few times here as of late, and it's worked. This time, their signal caller will throw, end zone, diving grab, touchdown. Kimberly, Joe Barrett.
Barrett gets on the board. What a great pass and catch. Barrett falling down is able to bring it in for the 11-yard touchdown gain. And that's Bruning's 5th completion of the half. Barrett coming up huge during the second half here for the Dogs.
And now they're in a little bit more of a situation that's comfortable. They don't have to go for 2. They can come out for the PAT. It's a good snap, good hold. And the kick, though, hits off the right upright. No good.
Only Paz's 2nd miss of the season. But like you said, they can still score and go for 2 and stay in this ball game. We got an 8-point ball game with 4:27 left to go. Kimberly is getting back into this one.
Well, if you need to relax and unwind following this stressful football game, you can do so in the soothing water of the legendary hot spring at Lava Hot Springs, where natural mineral water flows into 5 hot pools at 5 relaxing temperatures. And don't forget about the Lava Hot Springs Aquatic Center with Olympic diving platforms and speed slides in the summer. The indoor pool and Portneuf Kiddie Cove are open now through the winter. For hours and more, visit lavahot.springs.com. Thanks to all of our local sponsors who have made this broadcast possible today. Our Power Boosters in Homedale, our Vance Dairy Construction in Oahe Sand and Gravel, and for Kimberly Vitaglow Aesthetics and Infusions, The Roof Resource, and Stanley. So 4:27 fourth quarter. It's Homedale 29 and Kimberly 21. The Bulldogs kicking off after an 11-yard touchdown connection between Bruning and Barrett. The PAT was off the upright.
I got to believe they're going to pooch kick it here. We'll see what Paz does.
And Paz kicks it deep right through the end zone.
That was way off. He booted that thing.
Well, you shot your shot on the projection.
You got to give it a try, you know.
You miss all the shots you don't take.
That's
Leif.
right. I think Michael Jordan said that, right? Or Wayne Gretzky said that.
Some great athlete. Yeah, some great athlete at one point in time.
Some guy with a gold jacket said it. That's all we care about.
So 4 minutes and 27 seconds here in this fourth quarter. And the Homedale Trojans trying to put this thing on ice and move the chains a couple of times. Get a nice sustained drive, which they've shown the ability to do all afternoon.
Kimberly still with 3 timeouts, so they're able to stop this clock, hoping they can slow down this run game from Homedale.
Let's see what Xavier Uranga and the Trojans dial up on this drive. They'll start it from their own 20. Motion man, they instead give it to the halfback, Cade Hall. And Hall has the 26-yard line for a gain of 6 on first down.
Hall really had a good second half, and you got to believe that Homedale is going to keep the ball on the ground, especially if they're able to get 5 or 6 yards of carry. The clock is ticking, 4 minutes left in the game.
The last offensive drive, a turnover on downs. Kimberly got what they needed off the field. They need it again to give their offense a chance to try and tie this game up and force overtime. 3:50 fourth quarter in the ICCU Dome. Crowd making noise on both sides. A 2nd and 4 left hash. It's Cade Hall. First down to the 33.
Yeah, Cade Hall, good 7-yard gain there. Clock still ticking.
Well, Leif, when you have a 6-foot, 202-pound back, these are the moments in the football game where you go to him.
Yeah, you really just need to feed your guy. I mean, he's one of your guys that got you here. Give him the ball in these situations. Somebody you've been able to rely on all season long as the clock's still ticking down. 3:15 left to go in the game.
He's a bit of a bowling ball out there, and he's going to look to bounce off some more Kimberly Bulldogs and move the sticks again. 3:08 and counting. They still haven't had to snap it yet. Finally snapped. It's Hall right side to the 40, and another nice gain. Finally tackled by Jack Watson for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and Hall just getting better as the drive continues. First carry 6 yards, second carry 7 yards, this last carry 8 yards. Just getting stronger, the 202-pound running back.
Yeah, they'll be generous and give him that extra yard to the 41. And if you're Kimberly, after this play, you're going to be looking at a situation where you need to start calling your timeouts. They haven't done it yet because the defense hasn't been able to limit the plays to anything less than 6-7 yards every time. This time they stuff them, and they'll have to call the timeout now. It was Hall on the carry to the 40, and right on cue, Joe Dilly dials up the timeout.
And that's going to be a loss of 1 yard there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4. 1-3.
Osterman's helmet fell off on that play. They did call a timeout. Is he going to be able to go out for the next play?
Yeah, so if they call a timeout, they consider that stoppage of the game, so he'll be able to come back in.
Well, that's awfully fortunate if you're Kimberly. That could have been bad right there.
Yeah, Osterman, one of their leading linebackers, needs somebody that's going to have to fill the hole and tackle these big guys. He looks like he's hurting on the sidelines as he walks away from the huddle.
So a 3rd down and 3 from Homedale's own 40-yard line. This is 4-down territory the way Homedale's played today, although risky.
Yeah, you wonder if they're not able to get a first down here, do you want to give Kimberly the ball at the 43, especially after that last successful drive they have, or do you want to boot it down to maybe, the 20, make them go 80 yards instead of 40?
With how aggressive they've been, I could see him going for it.
And that's the thing, you go for it. I mean, you go for it, you have potential just to win the game, run the clock out, or you kick it and hope your defense can hold. You're still up by 8. Kimberly's got to score and go for 2. We'll see.
But first, a 3rd down and 3. They need to get to the 43-yard line. It's Cade Hall coming near sideline over midfield, and he is brought down by the back of the jersey. Finally by Kimberly's Gunnar Beckstead, but not before the Trojans move the sticks again.
Cade Hall, big gain right there, 15 yards, going to bring him a first down, and the clock is stopped while they move the chains, but he was inbounds, so they're going to start the clock here at 2:11 left to go in the game.
All the way up to the Kimberly Bulldog 42-yard line. And as you mentioned, the Bulldogs can only stop the clock twice.
They're going to let it run through this play and see what happens on this first down. You got to believe it's going to be an automatic timeout for Kimberly after this play.
1st and 10, 42-yard line right hash. Uranga hands off. Guess who? It's Hall again. Back to the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10. Timeout Kimberly, 1:41.
Yeah, that's a big tackle by Osterman, the blitzing inside linebacker, to able to stop for no gain. 2nd and 10, a minute 41 left in the game. Trojans up by 8. What a ball game here tonight.
Well, the interesting thing here, too, is Kimberly still has the 1 timeout, so you would anticipate Homedale's probably going to run it here on this next play. When 3rd down comes, Kimberly will have no timeouts. Depending on the down and distance, does Homedale go for it on the 3rd down?
Yeah, I mean, I believe they're probably in 4-down territory here, hoping that if they can get a first down, I mean, game's over.
And when I say go for it, I mean go to the air.
Oh, go for it, go for it.
Yeah. Do they take a shot on 3rd down, depending on what happens here, obviously? We're looking 1 or 2 plays ahead.
That actually would be interesting. You know that Kimberly's thinking they're just going to run the ball here. If they ran some sort of play action, they could probably throw somebody out of the backfield like they have earlier tonight. But we'll see.
Kimberly has never won a state title. Homedale has been waiting since 1997. In 1 minute and 41 seconds, one of these teams going to be a champion again. 2nd down and 10. Handoff, Cade Hall. He's got a huge gap. He's just shy of the down marker to get at the 33-yard line. 3rd and 1, Homedale. Kimberly keeps the clock rolling. They'll wait until after this play to burn the timeout.
Yeah, and Cade Hall, really, they're just putting the ball in the big senior's hands, saying, let's win the game on your back. And Cade taking all of that responsibility and really doing a great job this drive, getting first down after first down as a minute left in the game.
As Leif mentioned, approaching that minute, it'll be under a minute when they snap it. Trojans need one more first down, and they don't get it. Cade Hall is tackled in the backfield at the 35-yard line by Titus Osterman with 55 seconds left, and a 4th down and 3 will be upcoming for Homedale.
Oh my goodness, what a great play by Osterman, come flying in from the linebacker position, and that's what you want from your big 3-star athlete, defensive leader. Osterman coming in and making a big play when you need it. Stars making plays, that's what you want to see on both sides of the ball. Huge 4th down coming up. Holy cow.
Well, Homedale's in no man's land here. They can't kick the field goal. They really probably don't want to punt it from the 35-yard line. And so conventional wisdom would anticipate them going for it on 4th and 3.
Yeah, you got to think you're going to give Hall the ball. On this drive, he's had way more positive yards than he hasn't. So right now you're just telling your guys, if we can get a first down, we're state champs. And Kimberly's telling their guys, if we can stop them from getting a first down, we have potential to drive the ball down and do something really special here.
Tougher team wins, and we're going to find that out right now. Homedale's offense breaks the huddle on the sideline and comes back out trying to secure their first state title since 1997. It's a 4th and 3 from the Kimberly 35-yard line. Right hash, 55 seconds. Uranga sends a man in motion. Here comes everybody for Kimberly. Uranga to pass. It is caught. First down, Homedale to the 25-yard line. Alec Campos.
What a great, gutsy play call, and that's a first down for the Trojans, and that's going to be a state championship catch. What a great pass and throw. What a gutsy call by Coach, and the right one to secure the victory for the Trojans.
What a game here today by Alec Campos. Phenomenal throughout, 3 touchdowns, and he seals the deal with a touchdown, or with the reception there. And now the best formation in football for Homedale. They kneel it down, and the Trojans, champions of the 4A classification. They're bringing it back to Homedale for the first time since 1997.
As the Homedale team rushes the field in celebration, and Holtry has got to be feeling really good. It's been an 18-year battle for him, and he finally brings the blue trophy back to Homedale. Congratulations to him. What an amazing high school football state championship game.
And that's as good as it gets watching that football game that we just saw. Both these teams left everything on the field, and on any given day, either one could have won.
Yeah, what a great game. I know Kimberly's going to feel real bad, feel like they let one get away, but they played really, really good football. Both teams limited mistakes, and this is an all-time classic game by both teams.
Again, a reminder, we do have the 6A state championship coming up at 4 o'clock. It'll be the Timberline Wolves and the Rigby Trojans. As Homedale will receive their championship banner, Kimberly will be runner-up here this season. But again, this is a Kimberly football team. They had not been to this state title game since 1981. They got here they showed out. And, this is a football program that's going to be one to watch for years to come.
Yeah, the program that Coach Dilly is building there and his coaching staff really done a great job, and they've gotten progressively better every year. The first year he took over, lost in the first round. Second year, won a game, lost in the second round. Last year, they got third in state, and then this year they make it to the state championship. So that's a really good program, a lot of young and upcoming stars, and a great job. Congratulations to the Kimberly staff and players and community. Getting second place in state, that's a pretty big deal.
As again, we want to thank all of you for tuning into this broadcast here today. One thing left to do for Leif and myself, and that is to announce our player of the game here today. Always a fun thing in a state championship game. Today's player of the game is brought to you by the Idaho Office of Highway Safety, reminding you to always keep your head in the game. Whether you're on the field or the road, be in the moment and free from distractions. Our IdahoSports.com player of the game, no question here in this one. It's going to be Alec Campos. He had 3 touchdown receptions and then sealed it with that first down grab there at the end. Just really impressed with what he was able to do here today.
Yeah, what a great athlete. He really just kind of put the team on his back. He had over 100 yards receiving, 3 touchdowns, and it was, no other option for the player of the game there. Congratulations to him.
So that'll just about do it for us here in this one. What a contest that we were able to witness here in the ICCU Dome as the trophy being handed and the banner to Homedale. This has been an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of the 2025 Idaho High School Football Playoffs, the 4A Milk Bowl. This postseason broadcast was presented by Project Filter, your local Toyota dealer, Your Health Idaho, Next Steps Idaho, Ideal, Idaho's College Savings Plan, the Idaho Bowl, Valley-Wide Cooperative, and the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. This game was also made possible by the support from these local businesses: Overhead Door Company, Vance Dairy Construction, Snake River RV Resort, Farm Bureau Insurance, Madison's Napa Auto Parts, DL Evans Bank, Owyhee Sand and Gravel, Vitaglow Aesthetics and Infusions, The Roof Resource, Stanley, Travelers Oasis Garden of Eden, Pheasant Cove Dental, Lava Hot Springs, and Oasis Stop and Go. Special thanks to George Casper and everyone here at the ICCU Dome for their hospitality and help in getting this game broadcast to you. Congratulations again to our IdahoSports.com player of the game for the Homedale Trojans, Alec Campos. Thanks for joining us as the Homedale Trojans take home the 4A Milk Bowl title 29-21 over the Kimberly Bulldogs. For my broadcast partner, Leif Morrison, and everyone else behind the scenes here at IdahoSports.com, I'm Sven Elskog saying so long until next time.